Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Everybody, welcome to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Mike and Steve on the other side of the glass. Earl will be around later as he brings in Zac Jackson and Bernie Kosar, who are both in studio with us today. Anthony working from home. Is he sick again?
They said his sinuses were acting up, and I hear the chopping now. I hear what you're saying. Our new audio board was installed yesterday, so
Here we go.
it works. That's a start. We just gotta
allegedly
fine tune and tweak now.
Yeah.
But Ant said his sinuses were acting up. My parents are coming this weekend. I said, Ant, stay home.
Yeah.
Stay away.
Who is sick more often, G. Bush or Anthony?
Hey, y'all, you can take my name out the mix. I ain't even get sick like that. My name is. Listen, first and foremost, my timing is impeccable. Like, I'll be here. I don't be missing no days like that. And I don't even really be sick like that. When the last time I showed you a picture of some blood, McNuggets?
That's true.
You got the cure.
That's true.
Got the cure, man.
You had to just start walking and lifting.
Yeah,
it.
you know what I'm saying? And extra medicine. By the way, I put the Mike jersey on today. Right now, I got a mixtape out in stores. It's called Turnpike Mike. If you know, you know. Mixtape is in stores coming out, man. Shout out to Fifth Dimension.
The last time, now when I wore my Michael Jordan jersey, everybody in the chat was like, "How is he on the Cleveland show wearing a Jordan jersey?"
See, you got to do it.
Why is this?
Well, because yours was a Bulls jersey. This is Team USA.
Because I'm draped in a flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got the sevens on or the sixes.
Don't you tell me about what sevens and sixes I don't have. Because sevens and sixes don't come in 15s.
Yeah.
They do, but I can't, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
A lot of fabric. You got to pay an extra fee.
A lot of fee for that, man.
Yeah.
I was going to wear the American flag over me to have it, you know what I'm saying? But, I just came, patriotic, you know what I'm saying?
You proud American.
Yeah.
When it serves me.
All right, guys. On that note, no fence riders coming up later today. We'll talk about how ESPN wrote an article involving the Cavs, and there's rumors started by me that whoever wrote this article is a drug user. But we begin.
He gonna segue from mine like mine was wild. Like that's crazy.
But we begin with the Guardians, who, guys, they did it again, winning once again last night. After falling behind early, they give up a run at the top of the third. Tanner Bybee really settled down after that. Mm-hmm. The Guardians get 2 in the bottom of the third. They get 1 in, I don't remember what inning now, the 4th, the 5th, whatever it was. They got 1, and then they got another 2.
I think it was 5th and the 7th.
And yes, you're right. And the Guardians win 5-1. We'll get into more about that, but first, Mike's got to read for us.
Yeah, guys, we're going to dive into a big Guardians topic after a quick word from FanDuel. The NFL season's here. The MLB playoffs are starting up, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for it all with a can't-miss offer right now. New customers can bet just $5, and if that $5 bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet.
With that win last night, the Guardians are now in sole possession of first place. Again, 3 weeks ago today, they were 11 games out. Today, they are 1 game up, and they have the tiebreaker. So essentially, they are 2 games up on the Tigers, who have lost, I believe, 7 in a row and 12 of 13, something like that. The Guardians have won 16 of their last 18 games. Think about that for a second. They were under 500 in late August. They were a game over 500 as recently as the first week of September. Now they have a chance to win. If they win out, they'll win 90 games. I don't think they will, because I think they're going to clinch today or tomorrow, and I think they'll rest some guys. But guys, this is about the crowds are huge. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of people watching the live post games. People got Guardians fever right now, and after it was missing for most of the season.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
This has been It's like the Guardians were a different team. If you split the season up in fours, three of the 4 seasons they were meh, and the way that they close in this season is it's incredible. I mean, you think about earlier, we always talked about the pitching and we talked about the hitting, and we had a lot of mixed emotions. It's been an emotional roller coaster with that. And over these last, 18 games,
yeah.
the pitching has been outstanding. They haven't given up more than 2 runs.
The starting pitcher has not given up more than 2 runs in 19 straight games. In the last 21 games, the Guardians have allowed 36 runs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just bonkers.
Then Mike used to talk about the run differential, where it was like, I feel like when we talked about it, Mike, it was like minus 49 or something like that.
Down to minus 2
now.
Now it's minus 2, so it's not, obviously we're not in the green yet, but it's gotten so much better. And guys are hitting, and then you think you put the atmosphere into it. Obviously, I think somebody said it best, like this city becomes quickly a baseball town.
Yeah.
And last night I'm watching the game, I think I caught it in like the 6th inning.
Yeah.
And when I got to the 7th, Jose was up at the plate. So they had the Monterio guy in. He had walked people. The bases was loaded. They took him out, brought Vest in.
Yeah.
Vest ended up getting, I think, 2 strikeouts.
There's a pop-up and then a strikeout.
Pop-up, then a strikeout.
Yeah.
Then Jose came up. And all you heard on the TV was Jose, 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 Jose. I was like, man, that is live to see the fans behind it. And then obviously he delivers and knocks in 2. So it's been wonderful just watching the way that they close in this season. And hopefully, they still got work to do, but hopefully this carries on to the postseason. I know you and Jay have taught me a lot about how getting hot at the right time is the most important thing in baseball. And right now, the Guardians are living that right now.
Yeah, they are.
And listen, when Bull said this the other day, when we first started this show, the one I used to always say, Bull, why are they not bringing this person up? Why they ain't bringing this person? And the first person that he mentioned was George Valera. His name has been ringing out in these streets for multiple years.
Jason was ready to die on the hill last year.
Like I was like, listen. Then it was the craziest thing in the world. They showed this picture. I said, "Where's this Valera cat?" And didn't know who it was. I said,
"He's black."
He's black.
We both said the same.
That's a brother.
I didn't even know.
Y'all had a brother down there. You wasn't promoting. Oh, let's go. And then he comes up. Listen, left-handed bat. He gives you. This is what I'm talking about. Just all you need is a little power. He comes up and gives you a home run. And it looked like he got fooled on the pitch almost.
Yeah.
And his power is tough because it looked like he was reaching. It looked like he didn't even get all of that baseball. And it just kept carrying and kept carrying. And you see the electricity when the Guardians get a home run, it's like Mario Brothers. That's like you get a mushroom or a star or a fire.
Yeah, I like that.
You because everybody. By the way, they play the little one-up noise. Doo-doo,
Yeah,
doo-doo.
right.
That's their thing.
Yeah,
they get to second base and go, woohoo!
If you caught that. By the way, so when you get that, they got one of the best home field advantages in the game. Because I don't know where these older white dudes come from, but they come out like they come out and they know the game plan. It'd be the second strike. When Tanner Bybee be up here, they all stand up in unison. Yeah, they be having button-ups on with a jersey over top. I'm like, where did these fans come from? Where you been at? But we are front runners. We're the greatest front runners. But I'm gonna tell you what, Jose comes up and I was watching, by the way, I watched the last 5 games. I don't know how or why, but I watched the last 5 games. So I'm sitting there, and obviously you have the regular broadcast. But if you got a Fire Stick, you get the Detroit broadcast.
I got that.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Oh, yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, you know.
So I'll turn on to the Detroit broadcast, and, bro, it's like the funeral, is the procession.
Yeah.
They're like, we need to really get out of this inning. Jose comes up and gets some runs. He's like, we're on the mat right now. It's a 9 count. Do we have anything left? I mean, these dudes is giving eulogies every game.
Yeah.
They are dead in the water. Nobody understands how deep of a crevice and cavern they got. They got slow walked.
Yeah.
It is over now.
10 days ago, I think it was last Monday's show, I remember saying, like kind of half jokingly, well, the Guardians are playing well, but they got to win every game the rest of the year to do it.
Yeah,
They've won pretty much every game since they won. They've lost one, and now they could clinch a playoff spot today.
That's crazy.
Today. Okay, they can't clinch the division today. The magic number for clinching the division is 3. If they beat the Tigers tonight, it'll be down to 1, which is basically over. If they win tonight, the only way they don't win the division is if the Tigers sweep their last series, the Guardians get swept in their last series. That's obviously unlikely. So they will probably win the division. Even if they lose tonight, I think they'll win the division. If they win tonight, which I think they will, because I think the Tigers are completely shot, you could tell the Tigers have no confidence. Even in that third inning, think about this for a second. In the third inning when the Tigers took the lead, they had 5 hard hit balls in a row. And yet they only got 1 run, and Bybee got out of it. He was in some trouble there. And then in the 4th inning, his command was off. He was throwing a lot of pitches, and then he just settled down after that and just wiped them out the rest of the way and got through 6. But Mike, can you bring up the wild card standings?
I'm working on T1 issues. We have major issues in
T1 issues. We got T1
you guys are
okay.
good.
Here we go. Now that's an incorrect standings right there. 158, 150. That can't. Let's see, 2. Oh yeah. No, that's correct. Okay, so. No, I think that's wrong. Oh, this is it's the wild card.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
What? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that was Cleveland. So the Astros also lost last night. So the Guardians are 2 up on the Astros, even though they're not in the wild card anymore. So if the Astros play this afternoon, if the Astros lose this afternoon to the A's, which they've lost 2 in a row to the A's, they got shut out by them yesterday, and the Guardians win tonight, they clinch a playoff spot. They are 100% in the playoffs with an Astros loss and a Guardians win. And then if they win tomorrow, they clinch the division, and that's it. And this couple of huge things in play here. First of all, I want the Tigers to somehow get that last playoff spot because I would much rather play the Tigers than the Astros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? The Astros, if you play the Astros in the first round, I'm not saying the Guardians can't win. They're hot. The Astros are playing terrible baseball. And the Tigers have a decent chance of getting that because the Tigers have a 1-game lead over the Astros. The Tigers have the tiebreaker against the Astros.
So it's a good
chance. The Astros got to finish ahead. The Tigers are probably going to have to pitch Tarek Skubal on Sunday to make the playoffs. Hopefully they will have to. If they do, remember the AL wildcard round is best of 3, and game 1 will be Tuesday. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is what they do. They play 3 days in a row, all in Cleveland. Skubal couldn't pitch Tuesday or Wednesday. He could pitch, in theory, game 3, but he'd be on 3 days rest. So that would be a huge – first of all, the Tigers stink right now. Second of all, they'd have a huge pitching edge. Whereas the Astros, they have 2 really good pitchers in Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez. Again, the Guardians can beat anybody the way they're playing right now, but I'd much rather face the Tigers' messed-up rotation than facing Valdez and Hunter Brown in the first round. So I'm going to root for –
They knocked Hunter Brown around last night, too.
That's true. He did not pitch well, but still, he's better than Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, over this season, he's been the much better pitcher. I'm just saying, last night the A's got after him.
In a perfect world, the Tigers grab that 6th seed and have to clinch it on the last day with Skubal. That would be perfect. But the Guardians are in tremendous shape. Less than 2 weeks ago, I remember we were saying the Guardians have a 7% chance. They had like a 7% chance. Now they got, I think it's 97% chance or whatever it is. Honestly, Mike asked this crazy question, and the first reaction is easy. How'd you exactly say it, Mike? He's busy. It's all right.
No, I'm good. We got it back up and working. Okay. I just asked, and I was just thinking we were walking out of the bathroom, so this was the kind of
actually, we were sitting here. Earl reacted too.
I just said, what's a crazier comeback? What the Guardians have done erasing this 15.5 game lead in the AL Central to take over first place in sole possession, or the 3-1 comeback in the finals against the Golden State Warriors.
Right, and obviously what the Cavs did in the finals is more meaningful comeback, assuming the Guardians don't win the World Series. But what the Guardians have done, assuming they hold on and win the division,
it's never been done.
I guess that Earl heard something about the 1908 Braves or something, came back, whatever. I don't care.
It's the biggest division lead erased
20 years ago.
Ever, according to MLB.com.
Yeah,
1978, the Yankees
I have
were down
never
14.
seen anything like this in my life.
But also, nobody ever came back 3-1 in the finals either.
Right, but teams have come back 3-1 in other sports and in other rounds.
So let me give you
But
why.
but this Golden State though.
I hear you.
Let me give you why that this, even though I still think it's the 2016 Cavs, but let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I've never seen a comeback like this with such a deficient offense.
It's crazy.
That's the part that makes it so crazy.
It's you erased, and like you said, baseball is fluky anyway. Like you could play a really good game and still lose.
Right.
For you to still run off, what is it now? 18 out of 21 games or something like that.
18 out of 21, 16 out of 18, 18 out of 21.
To run that off, to walk somebody down in the
Yeah.
division where you don't have the level of offensive firepower that other teams have,
Yeah.
that is the most impressive thing because you have no room for error. You have to pitch.
That's right.
Over the top, dynamic, the greatest we've ever seen to even be in contention.
Yeah.
The Cavs had the greatest player of all time.
That's right.
See, and that's what makes it. That's what kind of made me lean more towards the Guardians, because I mean Jose is one of the top players, but he's not the greatest.
No,
player.
right.
And even if he was, one player in baseball
Can't
doesn't have the
win,
effect like one player in basketball.
It kind of was a good question. In
Yeah,
hindsight,
it is. It should be something we talk about another time. Now, if the Guardians win the World Series, nothing can top
Then
this.
Bill Nye is a genius.
Bill Nye is already a genius. And now he's a double genius.
If they win the World Series,
It's the most improbable story ever.
It would be.
They
Actually.
would get a get out of jail free card for anything they
Boom.
did
That's
for
it.
50 years.
Yeah.
They'd be like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've done it before. We won in a way.
If they
improbable.
win a World Series, I don't think nobody would ever criticize any move they make again.
I'm going to tell you right now.
And Bull is going to be in trouble because he said everybody should be fired.
I did.
And it's
I did.
on record.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you
Why
something
would
right
you
now.
remind them of that?
Why
would you say that?
Because they going to tell Bull to keep the receipts. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
You know what world we live in?
Hey, I don't care. That's fine. I said what I said. I stand by it. I still think it's a change necessary in the front office. I love those guys. I think they've done a great job, but whatever. We'll leave that for another day. But I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to shock the world right now.
Oh, man.
If the Guardians play the Cubs again in the World Series, I'm going to root for the Guardians this year.
Really?
No, you're not.
No,
Stop lying.
you're not.
I am.
No,
Until
you're
you-
not.
until
I
you
am.
see
I
them-
want the Guardians to win the World Series.
Until you see them jerseys.
I can't. You're right. It may internally, I may not be able to fight it, but I want the Guardians to win. We had our World Series. We got our World Series. The Cubs are not going to the World Series. I don't like how they're playing anyway, so it's easier for me to say that because I think they're gonna get knocked out in the first round.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
but I think I'm going to root for the
You
Guardians.
think
Now I'm
they
done
gonna get
thinking.
knocked out?
Here's why
I want to root for the Guardians.
Here's why it's smart for you. If the Guardians win,
Yeah.
Shocked the world.
by default,
Yeah.
you become a foremost scholar in Guardians baseball. Now,
that.
guess what?
Yeah.
Now people are like, oh, who was talking about baseball before it was really popping in Cleveland?
That's right.
You can now all of a sudden you're like, and by the way, come on and watch the Ultimate Guardians.
Let's
As a
go.
matter of fact, it's the best baseball show.
Let's
so
go.
by the way, the Guardians winning is good for business for you.
Oh, 100%. I 100%. You're right. I don't know how my emotions are going to feel if it
Right.
actually happened, and I don't think the Cubs are going to the World Series. If I'm totally honest, I wouldn't bet on the Guardians going to the World
But
Series
see,
either.
right.
But if they do, we had our World Series. I'd like the Cubs to win another, but not at the expense of the Guardians. I want the Guardians to win the World
I
Series.
actually wanted to happen now to see
Yeah, right?
if you actually
No, I
go.
don't. I want it to be the Guardians versus somebody else.
I want to see how you would react.
I mean, he done remodeled his house in Cleveland. Like, it's kind of hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? You
I'm all
ain't
in.
going nowhere. Like,
I'm not going nowhere.
Look, you just in the building, Tyvis. Come on.
But still, I grew
I know, I grew up diehard.
That would be like you moving to, I don't know, Dallas.
It's not possible.
And the Cowboys played the Browns in the
Not
Super Bowl.
possible.
You be sitting there like,
I only got one team.
That's it.
I only got the Browns,
Hey,
the Cavs, the
if you was
Bobcats.
getting paid to cover Dallas, and you did it for how many years you been here?
15 years.
For 15 years, you would
Sorry, 14 and change.
you would grow some love for the Cowboys.
But it
and
wouldn't
you would,
be-
and if they met the Browns,
It wouldn't be.
it would be so hard for you to root against the Browns.
So think about it like this. Think about if Penn State or Michigan State just said, Tyvis, we're gonna bring you in, we're gonna give you the super bag. You're gonna do all our broadcasting color commentary. And I mean the super bag. When you play Ohio State, what you gonna do? You still gonna have to,
I'm gonna call a fair game.
but in your heart of hearts, up underneath your chest, you like, man.
Things can change, man. You guys haven't had that experience. You don't know.
I'm saying it's gonna be hard for me not to root for the Buckeyes.
Hard, right?
That's what I'm telling him.
I'm saying, no, you're right. If it actually happened, it might be like I don't know how. Maybe I wouldn't be able to actually, but I want to go. I really want the Guardians to win the World Series.
Honestly, you'd be fine either way.
Yeah.
It just mean a little bit more to you if the Cubs won.
I just don't. I don't even want that. I don't even want that to happen again. I want the Guardians. I want the Guardians to beat the Dodgers to win the World Series. That would be sweet.
Payroll versus payroll. That'd be incredible.
I'd like to see the Guardians beat the Yankees and then beat the Dodgers, and that would be
the owners would
beautiful.
The owners would want that because then they'd say that's why we need a salary cap.
No, they wouldn't. You'd argue the opposite.
No, because they said the Guardians won it with no cap. Well, I mean with the little cap, so we can make it work under a cap.
Well, yeah, that would kill the argument of we need more balance in baseball if the Guardians did win. So I don't know. But anyway, again, keep an eye on the Astros. They're playing at, I think, 3:30 this afternoon. If they lose, the Guardians' magic number to clinch a playoff spot will be down to 1. Their magic number to clinch the division is 3. So if they win tonight, the division is nearly in the bag. And I believe they will win tonight. Tigers are going with a bullpen game. The A.J. Hinch said last night when he was asked about today's starter, he said, I don't know who we're going to start. We're going to have to think about it all night. They got a lot of long nights ahead. This is a nightmare for Detroit. Shout out to Tarek Skubal, who went with Stephen Vogt to the hospital to check out David Fry. That's a real class move on his part.
They said he's doing well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's got a fractured, broken nose, fractured face.
6 to 8 weeks, right?
Yeah, but he's going to be all right. But obviously he's done for the season. So very exciting time. Join me again tonight.
Let's go.
Another live post game in my bullpen podcast, and then Zach Meisel and I tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. At 8 a.m. for the Ultimate Cleveland Guardians show. Mike.
Awesome. We got Zac Jackson in the wings. He's going to come on in about 5 minutes. Before we do that, we got to get one other quick Browns topic in because I wanted us assess it before we bring in Zach for his expertise. This next topic is brought to us by Wayfair. When you think game day, you might not think Wayfair, but you should because Wayfair is the best kept secret for incredible and affordable game day finds. Wayfair is everything you need to get your space ready for the season. Whether you're tailgating outdoors or cheering from your living room, Wayfair is your trusted destination for all things game day, from coolers to grills to recliners and slow cookers. Shop, save, and score today at wayfair.com. That's wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. All right, guys, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN put out a little report yesterday updating all fans on things across the NFL. And one nugget from that report was that the Browns are looking for an offensive tackle via trade. This is what Jeremy Fowler said in his ESPN.com article. And Cleveland, whose general manager Andrew Berry is never afraid to put together a deal, needs offensive tackle help because of the season-ending left injury to left tackle Juwan Jones. The Browns are looking at options there. So not much detail in the report other than they're looking. I don't think they're going big fish hunting when it comes to the offensive tackle. So I don't even want to ask any potential names you'd be interested in. I'm just curious real quick before we bring in Zach. If you're Andrew Berry, what kind of assets would you be willing to part ways with in order to bring in an offensive tackle this year to help solidify the line, not just for 2025, but potentially down the road too?
Depends on who the tackle is and his age. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, but you're not going to trade you're not trading a first-round pick.
No,
trade
no.
A high pick.
What did Laramie Tunsil go for?
I don't even remember.
A second and then some. I'll look up though.
They're not even trading a second-round pick.
So here's how
it's Laramie Tunsil.
If it's a long-term starter, they evaluate and say, listen, I can get this guy and he's better than what I would be able to get in the draft at a certain position. I'll give a second-round pick up and get me a tackle,
I would,
and immediately sign him to a long-term contract.
I would.
I get where you guys are coming from, and in theory, it makes sense.
But who is it?
And I'm curious what Zach says about this. In my opinion, there's no way they're trading a second-round pick because, and I know people are sick of hearing this, until they get a quarterback, they're not giving up big-time assets. And the Browns' second-round pick is likely to be a high pick. I mean, that's a top 40 pick probably.
This was the return for Tunsil, by the way.
Yeah.
A 3rd and 7th this year, a 2nd and 4th next year.
How old is Laramie Tunsil?
First of all, who's trading a good tackle right now?
Houston did it. to Washington.
That was before the season.
That's not mid-season.
Oh, you're talking about mid-season?
Like right now. Who's trading a good tackle?
It'd have to be somebody that's in the contract dispute.
Or they saw
There's nobody really in a contract.
I know.
Or somebody or there's a guy who's really good, but they got a guy behind him that they think is the tackle of the future.
But that's an uncommon trade in season.
Yeah.
To trade a starting
a lineman is very that really don't happen.
I think if they are to make a trade, it's probably more likely a stopgap type of player for like a 5th or 6th round pick is my guess. I'll be shocked if they trade a high pick for an offensive.
Who would trade a starting tackle right now?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That would derail your.
I'm saying it's more likely maybe a bad team that has a good tackle, maybe has a third tackle who's, but then you're not giving up much of anything. I'd be surprised if they make anything more than a 5th or 6th round pick, if at all.
They're going to keep signing people off practice squad.
Yeah. This may be a controversial topic. We said it about the second round. I mean, I might actually feel like since DeJuan Jones got hurt, that tackle is more of a imperative than even quarterback. Because if you get a quarterback, you ain't got no tackles. I mean, how you evaluate
Right, you still got to get that tackle.
Well, how you going to get it?
So what you saying is your first pick of the draft would be the tackle, then the quarterback?
It goes back to the age.
Well, if Dylan Gabriel or Shador hit, we just take 2 tackles.
The age-old trope is, well, it all depends on what the Browns think, and I don't trust what they think. So you're asking the wrong person.
I mean, the Browns had a great tackle in Joe Thomas for a long time, and they didn't have a quarterback. We saw how that ended. So I feel like you need the quarterback first. The rest kind of falls into place. But let's ask Zac Jackson.
Yeah. Well, you don't necessarily need it first. You
just need it at some point.
They may not have the opportunity to get it first. It depends. But go ahead. Let's bring it.
Yeah, we're going to bring Zac in here to help us answer that question. Today's interview with Zac Jackson from The Athletic is brought to us by Game Time. The NFL season is back, and honestly, there's nothing better than being in the stadium surrounded by fans cheering on your team. But let's be honest, getting tickets can be a hassle between waiting screens, login screens, and prices jumping at checkout. It can be frustrating. That's why I use Game Time, the app that gives you the advantage back. Game Time's fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. So you'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all the fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that is promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today.
Zach, before we get into this offensive line conversation, I don't know if I've ever talked to you about baseball, really, but are you caught up in Guardians fever at all or no?
I went on Tuesday night for the first time in about 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Yeah.
Did you go with Dustin?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd still be in bed.
He was like, no. Nah, why would I do that?
So you're caught up a little bit in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
My 14-year-old lives and dies.
Oh, he
with
loves
every pitch.
baseball.
Yeah. So that part of it has been really fun.
Nice. All right, let's get to this offensive line thing. Where are you? You heard what we were just discussing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, there's no realistic tackle trade.
Right.
So anything on the trade market, let's wait a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because if they're 3-3, or if they're 1-5, it's completely different things. And as far as this, like, as soon as DeJuan Jones goes down, I'm like, all right, they need one. But realistically, they have to sign someone off a practice squad. I didn't know it was going to be Thayer Munford.
Go Bucks.
Frankly, after he got cut by the Raiders, I didn't even know he was on New England's practice squad. But that's the kind of move you have to make. Get a guy who's played, who can play both sides. Because until they know about Jack Conklin, they're not set anywhere. Right?
That's true.
I mean, Levinston was not on the team 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now he's your starting right tackle unless Jack can play.
What is going on with Conklin, by the way?
He's got a significant elbow injury. Like,
okay.
He wants to play. He could not play. When he did his on-field workout the morning in Baltimore, we could tell from the press box that he was not going to play. He was in that kind of discomfort. And they listed him as a limited participant in practice last week.
Yeah.
But he was out there. He was giving it a go. There was no time. I don't want to say no chance because they left it open, but there was no time that they were like, okay, he's ready to go. Like, they started getting ready. They benched DeJuan.
Yeah.
Put him at right, and then 4 plays in, they have to make this move. So, and then again, when you change quarterbacks in a few weeks, now your right tackle becomes your blindside tackle.
That's true.
So there's a whole bunch of things at play. Like Cornelius Lucas, 34 years old, has played in the league. It's a really good signing as your swing tackle. As your starting left tackle, it's a disaster. And counting on DeJuan was a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's true.
That put, I did see him working out a little bit on the side, and it does look like he is extremely like anytime an offensive lineman is running around like they're in the pain, chances are it's probably catastrophic. So I don't know how he's going to punch and deliver hands and move guys like that. How big how big of a loss is it for not just because it was DeJuan Jones and they were counting on him for this year, but it's now another major question mark on an offensive line that already had a bunch of them.
Yeah, Garrett. I mean, if you got the 5th pick in the draft, right? And I know it's week 4, but if you got the 5th pick in the draft, you might have to prefer tackle. You might have to, right? So there are some guys trending that way. It's way too early. But you knew you were going to have to address the offensive line. But right now you could make the case that it's number 1. Now, probably getting to where you want to go and ultimately being a relevant franchise probably depends on quarterback, right? But how they're shaped right now, and they just drafted 2, like you could make the case that if they have the 5th pick, and it'll be right around there probably.
Yeah.
We'll see. You got to go that way. So how does this change? Well, the offense starts playing a little better. The defense continues to play out of its mind. They win games. They ride it out. Then the whole outlook changes. But this is not a team that's going to win anything this year. Right? They're going to win some more games, and the defense is going to drag more teams into the kind of game last week where they get a chance to steal it at the end. But you have a huge need, and I don't think it's a jump at all to say that the offensive line's in a complete crisis, and we're not to the first month of the season yet.
I mean, if you look going forward, don't they almost have to re-sign Wyatt Teller?
They almost
have
have
at least
to.
one steady spot?
Yeah, they almost have to, sure. And you just hope that he stays healthy and continues to play well.
It's crazy. I don't think I've ever remember a situation where you potentially have to replace 5 offensive linemen in one season.
Well, and here's the other thing, Bull, with the difficulty of making a trade. Any tackle would be available is probably on a bad team that's already given up on their season. Right. Well, those teams are bad because their offensive line is bad.
Right.
So with Bitonio, with Pocic, with Teller, they're holding it together right now.
Yeah.
And frankly, Joe Flacco did not play well, and that is quite obvious.
Yeah.
But when you go back and look, it only 1 interception and 2 sacks with the kind of pressure he was on all day. Like, there's times he kept the Browns out of big trouble just by getting rid of the ball because he was under duress all day long. The tackles are getting killed.
Do you think that due to the fact that we have this tackle problem, don't you think it'll be more 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets, which is what Kevin really specializes in?
Yeah, I think they're getting to more of let's let Quinshawn do it, right? And I don't think that they said last week, hey, Quinshawn's going to get 18 of our 19 runs, but that's how it worked out. Dylan Sampson, 1 carry, 2 yards.
Yeah.
Quinshawn, 18. And getting back to using Teller and Bitonio and doing what you want to do. So Quinshawn's had 5 days of practice. Joel didn't practice at all. Lucas went to left tackle for the first time last week in practice. DeJuan practiced it right. Levinson wasn't on the team until August 28th. So they need to get this all together. So I didn't look up the exact formation numbers. I know that they were at multiple tight ends about 40% of the time over the first 2 games. But yeah, if they live in that 50% or more, it won't be a surprise. And if you're in these kind of close games and you're trying to win 13-10, 16-13, it might be more like 60%.
It's funny, in the first week, we were all like, man, the Bengals offense was terrible, and they won the game. This past week, the Browns offense was even worse than the Bengals offense was in week 1, and they won the game, which it's almost impossible to believe they won that game as bad as the offense was.
It is. It's also almost impossible to believe that they've held all 3 teams under 250 yards.
Amazing.
But they have.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, the numbers are the numbers, but they are the number 1 total yards defense by almost 25 yards going to the end of the first month. That's
wild.
Insane. And they're 1-2. You're right. People can say they could be 2-1 and they should have won the Bengals game, but they probably shouldn't have won last week.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But it's good that they did. It's good for the vibes. It's good for the confidence. The defense needed that turnover. Everybody needed that confidence. The kicker needed that confidence boost, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you got Player of the Week.
Yeah, and you get they have a clear blueprint of how they have to win.
Yeah.
When you look at how on par is the front office and Andrew and Kevin? Because after the game, I know you've seen the video that people posted it up to celebrating, and you've seen the energy. But when you look at where this team is, roster, how it's constructed, all these things, and we talked about it in the offseason, how you and Jason said they ain't really trying to win no games. Is there a disconnect there?
I never said that the coaches weren't trying to win games. So they are. Right, and for the foreseeable future. And the players are, right? So we'll see how that goes. I don't think there's a disconnect right now, Tyvis, but I think if they don't win these next 3 weeks, it's time to get ready for the future. And I think when you look at everything, this draft, the construction of this roster, it is about the future, right? And I don't think they ever really said, hey, we're going to be playing all 4 of these rookies all the time, plus 2 undrafted rookies all the time. Yeah. But they're here. But they kept 6 undrafted rookies because they just don't have guys under contract for next year. They're playing Isaiah Bond because they just don't think they have anyone else. Like, that's how it's going. And Judkins is clearly the number one back, and he was always planned to be the number one back.
Yeah.
So 5 practices, go out and do it. He looks really good. I mean, Schlesinger might be the defensive rookie of the year.
It's unbelievable.
Right?
It's incredible.
So it's early, and everybody's going to be judged,
Yeah.
and that question is going to be answered on a complete body of work. So we're 3 out of 17 there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is a team that's clearly pointing to the future in terms of, what they can actually do. But they're trying to win every week, and if the defense plays like that, they're going to have chances to win most weeks.
I think when we said it in the summer, I think it's always funny because you always got more patience in the off season. When you're in the off season and there's OTAs, you're like, yeah, I can squint. Week 8 is a nice little week to just break them in.
Yes.
We were in week 2, and people was like, I done seen enough of this Flacco experiment. It's week 3. They got the Lions, and the Lions are, they put up. They
can score.
They do some things.
They've had one home game and scored 53 points.
It's wild. They got 2 guys.
But that one was personal.
They got 2 guys in the backfield that have over 250 all-purpose yards. I think the last 2 games they have 7 touchdowns in the air, 7 on the ground.
You talking about Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah, them dudes. 7 in the air, 7 on the ground, no turnovers, no sacks, and a good offensive line. Are we going to see who's really, if the Browns defense comes out and does their thing against that?
Oh, my God.
On that turf?
On that,
my God.
Do you have to stamp them? Do you have to start reevaluating?
Well, I think you can't stamp them, Garrett. I think you can say they've been outstanding. They are winning the way they want to. They have the most outstanding player in the game, to me. Other guys are stepping up. Carson Schlesinger's out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, they've been awesome. So this is a hell of a challenge for sure. We'll see. But the point about the conversation is exactly right. Right before last week, we're in here like, got to fire the quarterback, got to fire everybody. This season's a disaster. They win. They don't score a point for 56 minutes. They win. And everybody's like, well, hey, let's trade for an offensive tackle.
All in. Chips.
Look at what Judkins is, right?
Their second longest drive last week was 37 yards and ended with a pick. Right. That was their second longest drive.
4 plays, 14 yards or longer. 2 of them are Judkins runs. On a drive, you have an 8-minute drive in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Don't get a touchdown off of it.
Right.
And win the game.
Yeah, in fact, that one run by Judkins was longer than any drive they had before that, which is just crazy.
And they're getting completely outplayed on special teams, too.
Yeah.
I just made his kick. The punter's been good. But the coverage units, they're getting completely outplayed on
right.
Good teams get those hidden yards. And usually when you pull an upset, you had something like that.
Right.
But their return game, you're getting nothing out of. But, Shelby Harris blocks a field goal.
Yeah.
Kicker makes it, then they're not getting outplayed on special teams.
Right.
They're celebrating.
All of a sudden,
And obviously the Delpit pick. That's the game right there.
Sure.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
If the Packers just take a knee there and punt, they win 10-3.
Oh, yeah.
But that was a great disguise. It was a great call by Schwartz. It was a great disguise by Delpit.
Yeah.
They get it, and then when they got to the second time, they didn't get cute and throw it to Luke Whippler. What do? They gave the ball to Quinshawn Judkins. They scored a touchdown, and they set themselves up to win. They still needed to block field goal and field goal, but they set themselves up to win.
What were you saying in the press box when they did the Whippler play?
Well, it was the opposite side of me, so I didn't even know who it was to.
Oh.
And I sit here and I look up at the replays or on the TV, and I'm like, they just threw the ball to the backup side.
What's wrong with that?
Well, if they score, nothing's wrong with it. Just like what's wrong with winning the game when you don't score for 56 minutes? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing, right?
Oh, still got the win.
This offense is terrible.
Oh, my God.
It's terrible.
so terrible.
And quarterback change or whatever, they have bad tackles, they have bad wide receivers.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the quarterbacks, because I was talking to Aditi and I wanted to get into it, but I left it alone. But I'm gonna ask you. You're a straight shooter. So when we look at
Shots.
there ain't no shots.
The notes that you said she's not a straight shooter.
She can't say exactly what it is because of her relationship with.
I was a team employee once.
Exactly. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
I can read between the lines, but he a straight shooter. Anyway, let me ask the question.
Go ahead, man.
So when you look at Baker, right? Baker towards the end. Now he had the injury and all those things, but Baker started to miss guys down the field, right? It's like the Odell situation where he had to show that he was wide open and all these things, right? Move off of him. You get Deshaun in here. Deshaun, we seen him in last season. He became check down Charlie. Couldn't really push the ball down the field. We blamed it on the shoulder. Joe Flacco this year, check down Charlie. Is it that Kevin has really beaten to them that he don't want turnovers that bad that guys are scared to take risks?
He's scarred by the Jameis experience partly, but I think defenses are sitting back, and I think Judkins running it right at him is a part of that. I think they've had some opportunities they've just missed, and I think the tackles are so bad. I mean, there were multiple times last week where the rush was to Flacco before he finished his drop, and most of the time he got rid of it. Like when I went back and just looked at the stat sheet as I went to write my post-game story, I was like, how's there only 2 sacks? Because he got rid of the ball.
Right, yeah.
They were back there all day long.
Right. Ultimately, when do you think they turn the page?
After Pittsburgh.
After Pittsburgh.
But one more win in that group and a little bit of offensive improvement, which there's room for it, right? Maybe that holds it off. Because for this veteran group that they still have in this coaching set, if they're winning, they're not pulling the plug.
Right,
and right now, it will be pulling the plug just to pull the plug. At some point, the next guy has to play. And at some point, they have to be a lot better offensively in many ways, right? And they cannot keep scoring 13 points or less, But they're not doing it just to do it. And he's exactly right. Joe Flacco gives them the best chance to win right now, even playing poorly. He helped them win that game.
So let me. I love this. Look, we're gonna get this. Yeah. So let me see. So to say the Browns, because I'm with you. For every game that they win, you talk yourself into 2 more opportunities to go out.
That's probably
there.
right. It's probably 2 more weeks you buy
2 more
yourself.
weeks. So you got to win this week against a team you shouldn't have beat. You go beat the Lions in Detroit.
He might be the starter for the rest of the year.
You looking at you 2-3, and you looking at games 2-2, and now all of a sudden you got winnable games against other people that don't look like juggernauts all of a sudden, like the Vikings. Correct. So what happens if, and this is hypothetical, what happens if they get 6-7 wins? What?
Oh, whoa!
You said 8.
Whoa!
You said 8. I said 6. It's
not like they've done it. He's saying, what if
I'm saying.
I'm giving him 6-7 wins for me. That puts you in a whole middle. It's middle purgatory.
It's completely a different view than what we expect.
Right.
Or where it appears to be headed based on some things, right? First of all, if they win this week, there will be a special ceremony at Fawcett Stadium to put Schwartz and Myles Garrett in the Hall of Fame, like Tuesday. Right? Like just do it.
Yes.
Right? So, yeah, it's fair to ask because you don't know, right? And this defense really is good enough. It's not just the one guy doing it. But what I notice when I go back is, like, they're winning. Obviously, Schwarzenegger's flying around. But they're making offenses change. That's what they do. Just the thought of how you have to defend this defensive line.
Yeah.
And that's Mason Graham, that's Malik Collins, that's all these guys, right? And guys are out of position and they're closing like crazy. They finally forced the turnover, and Myles is demanding double and triple teams every single play. And so that affects, starting on Wednesday, what teams have to do with where they line guys up and how they structure their pass plays because they're so worried about him.
And so that's the second part of the question. The second part of the question is, if they do win those 6 games, is it a possibility that Flacco plays the entire season?
Close. I mean, if you're only at 6, you're not but it's possible that he plays through Thanksgiving. I mean, if you're 5-7, you're not pulling the quarterback.
Yeah, right.
No,
you're not.
You're right.
So you can. There's a world where
we don't see.
You don't see none of these dudes.
I still say
got the Flaccavelli.
I'd still say the odds of them being 5 or 7 are pretty low.
Sure.
Hey.
But listen, like
8-9.
Even if you think they're going to lose this week, right?
Right.
Like the next 2, you have a neutral site game against Carson Wentz, who wasn't in the league a month ago.
Right.
And then you
you
haven't won in Pittsburgh, but the Steelers are clearly flawed. They're 2-1. They've gotten it done, but they clearly have issues. They've had 3 wild games.
Yeah.
They had forced 5 turnovers last week in escape. Like, they're going to get better
the
too.
Steelers are 2-1 as bad.
They're coming off their bye when you play. It's going to be very hard.
Yeah.
But I just think they always looked at after 6 games is where let's really assess.
Every last one of them is winnable right
Look,
there.
the Jets, you come off of, they're going to be preaching playoffs. Let's think
Guys,
about it.
let's just keep in mind, the Browns played maybe a perfect defensive football game and barely won by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, that was a very good football team.
I don't know. Everybody decided the Packers were very good because they got off to a good start. I don't know that they're very good.
I think they're very good.
Do they have? I mean, who is special on their offense?
The rookie receiver is going to be special.
But he's not at this point.
But their offensive line got his butt kicked. So last week. And Tucker Kraft not at 100% is
like
special.
the Lions got way better skill position talent than the Packers do.
And good. That's exactly what I want to ask you.
The Lions rushed for as many yards in Baltimore last week, almost as many as the Browns have in 3 games.
Yeah, that's
what did
wild.
you just say?
The Lions have like 225. The Browns have run for 360. They just ran for 225 in Baltimore on Monday night.
Baltimore that had a defensive tackle. Steve Becker keeps saying that. But anyways, let me ask you about the secondary. we know that people play sides, okay? Now, you got Genu, Miles Harden, I'm assuming, and Denzel. We do know that Amon-Ra St. Brown likes to work in the slot area.
Yeah.
Which one of them getting off of it? Because there's no way you telling me Miles is playing the slot.
That's one of the
There's
interesting things to watch this week. First of all, Denzel's got to be healthy. He didn't practice yesterday. I think he'll be fine. You don't need Wednesday practice, right? So we'll see. But that would be because they didn't even dress Cam Mitchell last week after he got torched.
Yeah.
So if you're the Lions, you're going right at Miles.
So let me ask you this: do you think is this a game that Genu just plays nickel and you roll Dom Jones on the outside?
Yeah, it's an undrafted rookie who's never played. That's dangerous. I think what the Lions are going to do.
Ain't got no
I think the Lions are going to throw 10, 15 tunnel screens, right? Neutralize the defensive line, but get it out quick. Let Amon-Ra and Jameson try to create and go. And they know if they get to a number, the Browns can't keep up.
And we know the
20 is over.
The Lions do as much pre-snap movement probably as any team.
Yeah, and they want to run it right at you.
Yeah.
And if if the Browns play them like they did in Baltimore, they'll force them to do other things. But I think they're going to get rid of it quick and try to move. Speaking of 20, you guys know when the last time in a non-Jameis game the Browns got 20 points was?
I only saw it because our good friend Cleve TA tweeted it this morning. So I'm going to let you guys answer it, but it's
The
quite
last
funny.
time we got 20 points?
Yeah, Flacco against the Jets in the playoff clincher 2 seasons ago. And the only reason that is 20 and not 17 is because they got 18 in a game last year after they got a safety to get to 18.
God.
Oh my!
How many games did Jameis get him
that
over,
for real?
over that?
3 of his 4, they got over that.
So
Or 3 of his 5, I think.
3 of his 5.
Yeah.
So that means
He scored 20 points.
that means including the playoff game against the Texans and including the last game in the regular season in the Flacco year?
I don't really count, but if you count that, you get to a certain number.
So if you count that, you're at 22 games where they've scored 18, where 16 of the last, or 20 of their last 22 games, they've scored 18 or less.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. It's insane.
Is that a record? I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
At least in modern
Through
football.
5 games last year, they had the lowest yards per play in modern football.
Yeah. Last year, are they
Yeah,
close?
they're slightly above it this year.
Gee.
I mean, Joe Flacco last week averaged less than 4 yards per pass attempt. That's bonkers.
Kevin's an offensive genius?
Who said? I didn't say he was an offensive genius.
I just want to be on record. I hate our playbook. I hate it. It's Madden basic balanced playbook. I mean, you be watching it and it'd be like, these dudes are jumping. Like, it's funny. Like, they be jumping him. Like, they know. They be like, oh, y'all running that levels concept again? Let me get up underneath this little curl route right here. Yeah. Oh, let me look you off and just jump this little dig behind him. Like, they do. But here's the thing. I can't get too mad because they don't have no time to get 2.5 seconds to throw the football. So it's like, yo, we want to run a deep over. We want to run some
You got to max pro it. You got to have that tight end
How
with
much
that
do you
back
blame
offset.
Stefanski for this? I mean, he's the OC. They don't have a ton of talent.
Listen, for this quarterback situation and for sticking with DeJuan Jones, like everybody has to take the blame.
Yeah,
you knew what this risk was.
Yeah.
You know? So
thank you for saying that. It's not like these guys showed up and say, hey, put me on the team, coach. And they say, sure.
Right.
They went out and actively got these guys, put them on a squad, and said, these are the best we're going to roll with.
In 10 weeks, there'll be a situation that nobody saw coming. And it might be positive. Maybe Carson Schwarzenegger really is the rookie of the year, right? Maybe Isaiah Bond or Cedric Tillman has a breakout. But then it'll probably be losing guys and you'll be in a total mess. You'll be playing practice squad guys, and that's just what happens over the course of the season.
Yeah.
But to think that this guy was going to be your left tackle and no viable backup plan except Cornelius Lucas, like,
yeah, it was
malpractice
a bad
is the word that comes.
Considering he never played the position and he'd been injured 2 years in a row.
Where is Tevin Jenkins at?
Yeah, why isn't he?
He might be next up. He might be next up to play tackle.
But he was a starter. Why are these guys both playing over
Well, he was
him?
signed in the end of free agency because of injury concerns. Teams, but the Browns gave him a guarantee to come in and be emergency tackle, backup guard, be ready to play.
Right.
You know, and he obviously has passed Zach Zinter, but the guards have been fine. Joel was able to play. Tevin practiced all week last week. Yeah. So in his career, Tevin's made cameos at guard, emergency situations.
So he's not really.
He's been a guard. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
The Bears lost 2 tackles 1 week. He played tackle the next 2 weeks.
Right. So he's not really.
He can do it, but he's not.
Yes. Yeah, they are extreme.
Could he be worse than what they're throwing out there, though?
Well, that's a good question.
Good point. I don't know that he could be worse. I mean,
that's a good question.
We're saying how bad it is, so I don't know.
You have to hope Levinson gets better. You have to hope Munford gets ready. I mean, Whippler's even in the game last week because they don't have an extra tackle for that package. package they work on all week long, right? He has to come in and do it.
Yeah.
So Munford has started almost 20 games. He's played 3 full seasons.
Go Bucks.
He's ready if you get him out there.
Looking ahead to next year.
Tiger.
Yeah, got a Maslin and a McKinley guy on the same team.
Yeah, that's
Looking
wild.
ahead to next year, Zach, I'm curious. Like, Greg Newsom's played well so far this year. I think we all thought he'd be gone at the end of the
Pay the
year,
man.
but he's played well back on the outside. He was obviously a first-round pick. What do you think their plan will be at the end of this year with him and Emerson?
Like everybody else that's up, let's see in 4 weeks.
Right, that's fair.
Because if he has real trade value, you have to have a discussion about it.
That's true.
If
That's
you're
a
a
good
1-6 team.
Yeah, because
right?
he could bring you something back.
Now, if you're a semi-competitive team and he's playing like this and you want to extend him, because you invested in him from the start. This was a first-round pick of yours come through your system and now is playing really well.
Yeah.
So that's a great one. I always thought he would be traded before the Emerson injury. So,
Right.
Now how do you negotiate with Emerson? Bad year, bad injury. Like, he's not going to get anywhere near.
No.
This team is going to have major budget decisions to make because only 30-some guys are even under contract, Bull, for next year.
30.
I was going to add, that was my second question. What is their money situation looking like? Because we sitting here and say, okay, well, bring Newsom back. Hey, bring Teller back. Hey, can I squint really closely and say, if Whippler ain't ready, bring Poaches back?
Whoa.
What type
They
of...
got to keep hitting on these rookies like they did this year.
mean, I'm just asking.
Luke will be ready.
Okay. If you do want to go out and say, for instance, you do want to use your picks to get a quarterback next year and you pass on tackles, do they have enough money to get a really good tackle in free agency? What's their money looking
Really
like?
good tackles don't come in free agency.
Okay.
Like,
There you
the
go.
best
True.
ones just don't hit. Why did somebody trade 4 picks for Laramie Tunsil?
Yeah.
Right? Because he was available for whatever
Yeah.
circumstance, and they had to go get him. So it's a great question. And there's so many layers to it, Garrett. Right now, Watson's cap number is $80 million next year. Okay.
He's the bank.
So you can keep him on the team, which obviously nobody wants to, or you can cut him, use the post June 1st, stretch it out, and then his cap number becomes even more, right? So
He's on the squad.
Teller doesn't have a contract, but he's got a $10 million hit. Njoku doesn't have a contract, but he's got a $20 million hit because he pushed all this money forward for last year and this year for Deshaun. Right. So you got all these decisions to make. So what does the cap look like? It depends. It varies with each move that you make and each decision that you make. But you're going to lock in a guy who's not going to be on your team for minimum $80 million of your cap. Cap's going to be about a quarter of your cap, more or less.
Are you going to England?
I am.
I know Jason is bummed that he's not able to go. Yeah. He's struggling with that. But
I'll be on Zoom next week for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you excited about doing anything in England besides the football?
The first time that I went to one of the Premier League matches, and it was awesome. So I'm hoping to do that again. There's not a great selection of games in London, so matches, games, whatever you're supposed to call them. But
that atmosphere is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You seem like a hotel dude. Listen, you seem like a dude that's like, I'm doing my thing. I'm out. I'm not about to stand around all these people. Like,
well, I'm going to be sitting in the room watching the Guardians on my laptop.
That's
probably.
true.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
What is it, 8 hours ahead or something?
5.
Oh, only 5? All right, Zach, good stuff. Have a great trip to England.
Right.
Talk to you later.
All right, man.
All right, Zac Jackson, the Athletic, bringing us great stuff as always.
Always love having Zach on. We'll have
Go
Zach
ahead,
on
Mike.
Zoom next week from London, like you mentioned. We're going to get Zach out of here, play some No Fence Riders after a quick word from Game Time. If you guys want tickets to an NFL game or an NBA game, Major League Baseball, maybe a Guardians playoff contest, Game Time is the place to get your tickets. Between the queues, the login screens, the prices jumping at checkout, it can be frustrating unless you use Game Time, which gives the advantage back to the fans. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today.
Man, McNuggets, bro. Zac Jackson got a unique skill. He like Bruce Wayne. You know how in the old Batman cartoons, Batman be talking to somebody, he turn around for a second, there'd be a window open, and Batman be gone. That man, Zac Jackson, be in the car right now. He already gone. The chair moved.
Zach flies out. He has to be in Berea by 12:30 for his press conference situation. So he literally gets in, he gets out.
What's he going to do?
It's 15 minutes away.
What does he want to do? Sit here and do nothing?
I ain't saying that.
I'd be out of here, too.
Hey, he was
He's
15
out.
minutes away.
Yeah. You know who's the king? I don't know. Maybe you know this, G. Bush. The king of, like, you know how you're at a party and, like, you're like, oh, where did that guy go? He didn't say goodbye? Mm-hmm. Anthony Lima.
Oh, yeah.
He is the king. I can't remember what Dustin has a nickname for what that's called when you just sneak out of there. Or
Yeah,
whatever. Linemen just.
That's how you got to do it, though.
That's actually, I'm like that too.
You got to do
you
that.
Don't say goodbye to anybody?
Nah, bro. You ain't got no time
So
for
what
that.
I do is, we'll get to know fence riders, but what I do is I tell my wife I'm only going to be here for 15 minutes. And if I say 15 minutes, that means literally 15 minutes. So what I do is when you walk in, you immediately talk to the person whose party it is. Right?
Who goes to a party for 15
You got to
minutes?
say hi, because I really don't want to go. I
see,
really don't want to
don't
go.
go. I
told you, no.
See, sometimes
You
you're
have
obligated
to.
to go.
But then I think it's worse to go for 15 minutes than to not go at all.
No, I gave you my 15 minutes.
No.
You got to accept that.
So you got to go in there and have a small conversation with the person who it is.
Find them
then
right
you
away.
go find
Drop that
somebody
gift
else
off.
to talk to real quick.
The OG.
I got to go to the bathroom, slide out.
You know what's the worst, the most awkward in a party before we get to this? Is you're at a party, especially if it's not somebody you're close with, it's somebody like, you casual with, and you say goodbye and, I'll see ya. And then you leave, and then you got to go back in because you forgot something or whatever, or you got to go to the bathroom.
It is a little bit of walk of shame.
awkward.
Because it's like, oh, you're
All right, we
back.
already said goodbye. Let's
But
pretend
like-
not to see each
and
other.
I don't know why that would be a big problem.
Right, but it's awkward.
It's awkward in your heart of hearts.
You like pretend you're not seeing the person.
Yeah,
I don't say bye. I don't tell them bye. I just slide out.
See, this is great, man. I love that. I like that you got that thing with your wife, man.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
15
But your wife likes to schmooze.
I know. That's why I don't.
Yeah.
If she can't go with me.
Nah.
If I'm gonna do this, I'm going. This is a dolo mission. If she going, she gonna talk to
I
everybody.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Let's get to some fence riders here.
All right, guys, let's play some No Fence Riders, Lions versus Browns edition. The first one is a dead even split. Love starting off with the dead even
Mike
split.
loves a dead even.
Question
Yeah.
was, will the Lions become the first team to rush for 100 or more yards against the Browns this week? The Browns obviously held the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Packers rushing attacks in check. I mentioned the 4-4 split. Let's see which side of the fence each foursome is on. The first who said yes was Jay, Bull, Dustin, and G. Myself, Tyvis, Earl, and Jason all said, not buying it. Bull, why are you buying it? And then Ty, tell him why he's wrong.
I think the Browns defense is excellent, but you're not going to play to that level every single week. I don't like this matchup for the Browns. I'll tell you, I'm already impressed with the Browns defense. If they play lights out as they have the last 3 weeks against this team, that's another level because they're super fast, especially on their turf. They're as good a running team as there is in football. I love their combination in the backfield. And they're a big threat in the passing game with a lot of weapons there too, and they have the best offensive line of any team the Browns have faced. I think there's too many things. Gibbs will get off for at least one big run, I think, in this game. And so ultimately, I'm not saying they're going to run for 200 yards, but I think they'll run for more than 100 in this one.
Yeah, this is easy. I mean, like David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, like I threw the stat out there. I mean, they didn't combine for 250 all-purpose yards already apiece. So it's like, it don't got to be crazy gashing you for over 100 yards. I mean, they could get 104, 105 yards.
Yeah, right.
And you only hold them to 50 apiece. That ain't too crazy. They're fast on the turf, like Bull said, and they are able to attack you from a lot of different levels in the formations that they got in the variations, which puts a lot of stress not only on your defensive line, but it puts stress on your linebackers and your support guys in the secondary trying to figure out where the run fits are. I think they got it, to me, for my money, top 3 offensive line. So they got the recipe for having 100. We'll see. Like Bull said, if the Browns lock these dudes up like this, you got to start rethinking some things because that's a couple of teams in a row where they've been really, really shutting dudes out.
The Lions won't rush for 100 yards. I'm going to tell you why. Because the Cleveland Browns is, right now, the number one thing on that defense is the front seven. The questionable thing is the secondary. I know they've made some plays, but at the end of the day, it's hard to be out there on that secondary. The Browns refuse to let anybody run the ball on them. If they're going to lose the game, it's going to be because somebody threw for 400 yards or 300 yards in the game. That's how they're going to lose games on the defensive side of the ball. But when it comes to the running game, that attitude, that grit that they got down there in them trenches, they not letting it happen. Don't care if it was Barry Sanders.
Not once the whole season.
No, they're not going to let it. If they get beat on defense, it will come through the air.
Barry Sanders is another planet.
I'm just telling you,
I can see
them dudes swarm that ball. They not letting you run the ball. It's an attitude thing. If you run the ball, then that's you busting the whole thing wide open. So we going to at least stop something down. We're gonna shut something down. It's gonna be the Russian attack.
By the way, have you guys seen?
Pause.
Yeah.
What'd
Have you guys seen the video? I saw it on Instagram recently of like Barry Sanders' greatest moves and like broken tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember. Obviously, I watched him as a kid, and he was one of my favorite players. But it was just. I mean, he was. There's never been another player like him.
No.
Obviously, Jim Brown was awesome. There's been great backs. But there was nobody like Barry Sanders.
His movement's crazy.
It was. I've never seen anything like it.
It's very.
And it was all. It wasn't like predetermined. It was all reactionary.
I mean, he would break. Like he was not, and he wasn't a big guy.
Not at all.
But he'd break all these tackles. Like there's so many videos where it looks like 3 guys are surrounding him, and all of a sudden he's past all 3 of them. And you're like, how did he do that?
It's Reggie Bush in college-esque is the only thing that's even remotely close.
Right, but Reggie wasn't the same guy in the pros. But
there's very few people that come into the NFL.
You couldn't tell me Reggie wasn't going to be that dude.
That is shocking. And he was a decent pro, but he was not
he
a star.
had a decent career.
Very few pros come in and change the game, and you say, oh, they're 1-on-1. Their skill set has not been seen and replicated since. Barry Sanders is definitely one of them dudes.
I mean, we've seen a lot of great backs, but not like him.
Like that.
I'll take him over anybody. And think about it. You think of the other great backs. I don't want to go too much of a tangent, but like most of the other great backs were on great teams. He was never on a great team.
Ever.
Right?
I think they made
a decent team.
They made it to the NFC Championship game, I believe, once in 91.
The Lions did?
91
against the championship game?
The Lions did?
90. They played the Washington Redskins in 91.
Really?
They ended up losing the game. I'll check it out. It might have been a divisional round, but
I don't know. But like they had nothing. I mean, they had Herman Moore was a nice receiver when he played, but they always had these like nothing quarterbacks. Anyway, go ahead, Mike. Give us the next one.
Gee, you're right. They lost in the NFC Championship game.
Good job out of you. I didn't remember
1991.
Yeah.
All right, next one. We talked about this a second ago. It's been a long time since the Browns have scored 20 or more points in a non-Jay start. So will this be the first time they do it? I put this season. I could put in the last 18 games if you want to exclude the Jameis Winston category.
To see who said yes.
3 of y'all said yes.
Who?
None of y'all are on the show today.
Man, they out to lunch.
Jay,
I can't
Dustin,
believe Jay and Jason
actually
said
positive.
said yes. The rest of us don't think this is the week the Browns cracked that 20-point threshold.
They on that Quinshon Judkins Kool-Aid. That Judkins punch.
I mean, Jay wants Judkins carried the ball 47 times.
Giving him Walter Payton number.
All we got.
Sweetness.
I wish they was here to say why they say yes.
I've seen Jay's headline. Jay's expecting a high-scoring game.
It's going to be a shootout, but I don't know if we got the Johns and the Joes for the shootout. That's the problem. If they get to 20, I'm thinking how?
I mean, they could.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the Lions. And once the Lions hit 20, it's done.
Watch this. Even if you extrapolate this out and you say, all right, they make all their kicks. The Browns do. That's 6 points. They hit 2 kicks, right? And then Judkins, right? He gets a long run. He got 142 yards with 1 touchdown.
13 points.
That's 13 points.
Where
the rest of them points
What's
coming
the over-under on this game?
44?
I saw 44.5.
I'd take the under.
Yeah, give me the under.
All right. Next, Mike.
All right, next up. If you combine the total receptions Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman have this year, it's 20. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 20 by himself. So the question is, in this particular game, will Tillman and Jeudy combine for more receptions than Amon-Ra?
I forgot what I said.
Absolutely
Another
not.
close one. It's a 3-5 split.
What did I say?
Absolutely not.
You said no, they won't.
Okay. Of course they won't.
I said yes, they will.
Jay Crawford has been killing
Where's something going with him
the
with
Browns
this week?
wide receivers more than anybody, and yes,
Jay this week, I don't know what's going on, bro.
he was out to lunch on the Isaiah Bond thing more than anybody's ever been ever.
He got an argument with Bull about these 60 carries that people supposed to be
I
getting.
mean, he is just nuts this week.
He got that Kool-Aid in him this week,
Man.
boy.
Can I give you my reasoning?
He thinks and Jerry Jeudy, who's their only good receiver, Jay talks about him like he's like crap.
Yeah, like he's not good. I don't understand.
But all right, go ahead.
I don't get it.
My reasoning is when you look at how teams have attacked Detroit this season, it has been a lot of they're playing a ton of too high, so it's a lot of underneath stuff. I think we're going to see it based off how Joe Flacco's played the last 2 weeks. a lot of these dump off underneath routes, quick screens, get the ball out in receivers' hands, and that's where Jeudy can get more involved. And when you look at those two combined, I think it'll end up being like 9 catches for those two combined and 7 for Amon-Ra. So individually, one of those two won't surpass Amon-Ra, but together, I can see a bunch of little dump downs.
I mean,
favoring
how much underneath can you go? Can you go underneath? Like you be in a hotel and they got like 17 covers on the bed?
Tunnel screen.
I mean, those guys are going to drop a few balls too.
Yeah,
No, I did consider that.
Aren't a lot of those going to go to Njoku and Fannin? And
I think Detroit's going to expect that. Hit him with the counter.
Watch
Not a
this.
12 person.
you're giving Kevin Stefanski a lot of credit right there.
And Bo, here's the best part.
Yeah.
It's going to lead to 13 points.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Watch this. This is nasty work, Tyvis, and it's irrefutable. If the Ohio State Buckeyes was going I formation, Cedric Tillman wouldn't start.
So you saying if they was in 21 personnel, would he be one of the outside receivers?
Go ahead.
Is he better than Cardinal Tate? Is the
no.
question.
No, he's not starting for Ohio State.
No, he wouldn't.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
That's devastating
Let
work.
me ask this question. What Jerry Judy? Are we talking the dude
No, you
for
didn't say
the?
I didn't say
Tillman.
that. I said Cedric Tillman.
No.
Oh, Cedric Tillman?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
He's not. He's
Never.
not starting for Ohio State.
Start.
Oh, I thought you meant
Tillman.
you.
Yeah, nah. I said Cedric Tillman.
That's so
Wait, did you
blasphemous that I
seriously
didn't
consider
even.
Judy versus Tate? You were really thinking about that?
Yeah, I was because I needed to know who you was talking about. You talking
Judy.
about Judy
Of course.
now? You talking about
Said-
Judy at Alabama? Because Judy at Alabama was crazy.
Hey,
Dude, what's going on with your boy Marvin Harrison Jr.? He's killing my fantasy team. That guy can't.
He killed
been a
him.
big
Your
bust.
fan, he
I had him
killed my
last. I had him
fantasy
last
team.
year, and I told him I'd never get him again.
Yeah,
He
been a-
killing my fantasy team on this show.
Been a big bust. All right, go ahead, Mike.
All right, number 4, guys. Myles Garrett's recorded a sack in each of the first 3 games this season. The Lions' offensive line, obviously very good. Penei Sewell might be the best individual offensive lineman in the entire NFL. So the question is,
Are you seriously saying that?
who do
Where are
you
you
think's
coming
better?
up with that craziness?
Who do you think's better?
Penei Sewell
Might be the best individual offensive lineman
is
in
the
football,
best
yeah.
offensive lineman in the league.
I think
He's
there's a
one of them.
genuine case he could
No.
be. Yes.
He's one of them.
He's overrated.
What do you mean? He had
Well, let's answer the
Look at
fence
some of
right
the
then,
analytics on him.
let's talk about it. But we're almost all in agreement here. It's a 7-1 split. Jason's the only curmudgeon who says the streak will come to an end.
You
The
know
rest
what?
of us
Jason
agree.
might be right. He might be right. I mean, Myles Garrett's not going to get sacked in every game.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Playing like this with the rest of these dudes,
Yeah.
they're going to run him. Somebody's going to run from him into him. He's going to get
Give me the exact question again.
Will Myles Garrett record a sack in his 4th straight game to start the season?
Technically, he didn't last week. He recorded a half a sack. Would that count?
Yeah, a half sack would count.
Half sack would count.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, yeah, you go ahead.
I mean, I said yes.
As long as
so-
it's not a 0 in the sack column,
Gotcha.
it counts as a sack.
So I think he will, but it's not crazy to say no. You
No,
know,
not at all.
I ain't saying it was crazy.
Especially against the Lions' offensive line.
It's like saying, will LeBron James get 10 points in a game?
No.
No, you crazy.
Myles Garrett's had way more zero
like
sack
a
games
dub.
than LeBron's had
Hey,
single-digit point
LeBron's
games.
streak of 10-plus games is like 800 or something.
There it is.
What's that?
Let me look up the exact number, but LeBron scored 10-plus points in like 800 straight games.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that's
hard to
way
get a
more
sack.
unlikely.
I'm going to listen. Myles Garrett ain't going to have no zeros unless he's the
whole
Oh,
season?
you guys ready for this?
Yeah, no zeros.
He holds the NBA record.
Of course he does.
It's 1,289 consecutive games of 10.
Yeah, that's not it. Myles Garrett hasn't gone a single season.
It's a little hard. It's a little harder
Yeah.
for Myles.
Yeah.
It's a little harder for Myles.
Yeah.
It's a little harder. But
What's the longest What's Myles' longest streak of consecutive games with at least a half a sack?
oh, he's gonna get that this year.
It's probably not even 10.
Give me filibuster for 1 second. I'll
Well,
get
it's
you.
filibuster.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett this year is gonna be different.
He got no choice.
Myles Garrett's awesome. We all get that.
No,
but
I think he's
not going to have a sack every single game. If he does, I mean, he's breaking the record.
Hey, I think he's that good.
I mean,
think,
he is.
No,
If anybody can do it.
sure he is.
I think he's better. I seen it. So let me give you an example. There was a play where they didn't block him and they were sending a tight end at him to kick him out. Myles Garrett pulled this Magneto move where he just Euro stepped this dude in the backfield, like move past him, dip back in and tackle this dude. The dude ran 5, 6, 7 steps, and he tackled him in the backfield and Euro stepped 3 dudes. And I
found
said,
it.
he don't even got to touch nobody.
Yeah. All right, what's his longest streak of consecutive games with at least a half a sack?
8 games back in 2021.
But There's probably not a lot of guys with a longer streak than that.
That's a long streak.
By the
bro.
way,
it's a long.
without Myles Garrett, this is an 0-17 team.
I agree.
That's how. And we were talking about, we gave you a little bit. I think Tyvis and I gave you a little bit of a hard time
on
the Joe Thomas thing.
Yeah,
but I think they're an 0-7, and the defense is still pretty good. Like without him, it's still pretty good, but it's nowhere close to this. He is such a huge factor on why this defense is what it is.
He's actually, to be truthful, he's almost underrated because
I think he is.
Because
you're right.
There's a lot of people that just won't. You're never going to go to a game and break it down and watch a defensive lineman play every single play.
Right.
So sometimes you don't even know. But I go back and just watch the all 22, and there's 3 guys on them, and it's not like they're chipping. It's like, no, that tight end, you have him one-on-one. The tackle next to him, you have him one-on-one on pass, and then the back is out there. So it's 3 people, and it's 3-on-3. Somebody got to get home. He just makes it and now on the run plays, he's being more disruptive in the run. He's doing things where now he's just choosing. It's like he's in the Matrix now. He just like, I said it was Ultra Instinct Goku, but it is like that. Like he just figure out what he need to do. He don't got to run you over. He don't have to swim, bull rush.
Yeah.
It's just like every single play is something different that he's doing, and they don't know what to do.
And I think he's playing his best football against the run that I've ever seen him play.
Me too.
Right? It feels like he's in the mix on almost every play. And
he's got a motor.
That wasn't always the case.
Right.
He really never had that motor. That was like the one thing. He got a motor this year, boy.
We've been saying we say I feel like every year he's got one more level. He's got one more. Only Myles Garrett. Like no other player has that last level. And it feels like this year he's reaching that.
He's been the best player in football.
That godlike level.
You're like, where did
best
you
player
get that?
in football through 3 weeks. I'll die in that hill.
Where did you get that from, bro?
All right, we got 2 more.
Who's the best player in football?
Myles Garrett has been the best player in football through 3 weeks.
Panay Sewell.
No. Sewell's awesome, though.
He is really good.
That sounds like
really
an Italian.
Panay Sewell.
Yeah.
Can I get the Panay Sewell?
We have
a
2
bowl
more.
of Panay Sewell. Can you throw some cheese in there? Go ahead.
Will Joe Flacco have a positive touchdown to turnover ratio
stop.
versus the Lions? We're going to continue asking this question until he does.
I mean, stop.
If you thought the answer would be even,
Can I predict who said yes?
there's 3 people.
Did I say
Tyvis
yes?
Powell,
Did I say
Jay
yes to
Crawford,
this?
and Dustin Fox.
I don't know.
You got 2 of the 3. Let's see it.
I'm about to say.
Oh, McNuggets!
I'm going with a 1-0.
Why would
I
clean
knew it was
game.
Jay and Dustin.
Why would you think I say yes?
I think it's a 1-0.
Only because how you reacted just now.
Because you forgot.
When
I did.
When G and
I
I
feel
went,
like I
oh,
said yes to something. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. This is the easiest
I didn't say
one.
no to everything, did I?
Maybe
I
we
knew
did.
it was Jay. I knew Jay
Tyvis,
and
you
Dustin
said
were the locks.
yes, Miles will get a sack,
Oh, okay.
and you said no to everything else, you negative Nancy.
Yeah, this one is easy because would you preface this if it's even?
When
You say
I-
no, right?
Usually when I'm negative, they prove me wrong. So
Because McNuggets is like no. If you don't,
Yeah, if you think it's going to be even,
if
that's
you-
a no.
That's a no.
Yeah.
So he has to throw 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, which I just don't feel like.
with that offensive line,
I think it's going to be 1-0. Not a ton of offense, but I don't think he ends up throwing a pick.
It's good.
I got one extra
You're
bonus
wrong,
one.
but that's all right.
Fair. I got a bonus one. Earl
Yeah.
came in this morning after we made the graphics and we goes, I got a great fence rider. And I said,
Okay.
well, where was this when we talked about it on Tuesday? So I'm going to just ask it to you guys. I don't have
Is
everyone's
that the last
answers.
one?
We were all unanimous on the other one, so we don't have to go over it. We're
Oh,
all in the
okay.
same boat.
What were
So,
they, real quick? Just so.
Will Samson have more snaps than Judkins gets carries? We all
Yeah,
said
that was
no.
a crazy. I don't know why you asked that question.
we were trying to get creative on
I
that.
gotta say-
Earl's was much better.
I'm going to give you a 99% compliment with a 1% insult here.
Okay.
Mike does an amazing job as producer. He asks great questions 99% of the time. That was the worst fence rider question you ever asked.
You know
Ever.
what was funny?
That I can think of.
Take you upstairs. Me and Ant are going over these on Tuesday. I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate this one, Ant, but I don't have a better idea.
Right.
He's
That
like,
was
well,
terrible.
we'll put it in. It was terrible. No, I didn't like it in the moment, and I wish
Yeah.
Earl had stepped up then and
Like
said,
you
hey,
should.
I
How
got
about
a great
like will
one.
Andre Schmidt hit a field goal over 53 yards?
Would
you
have
know?
been better.
Yep.
But this one that Earl came up with was better than both those.
All right,
All
go
right.
ahead.
A Browns rookie has scored their first career touchdown in 2 consecutive weeks. Will we see a Browns rookie score his first career NFL touchdown in a 3rd straight week this week against the Lions?
Harold Fannin.
It could be Fannin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Samson scored the first.
Samson scored the first one in
So it would have to
garbage
be
time.
Fannin or a defensive player.
Or a defensive player. Exactly.
Yeah, I would say yes. I think Fannon's going to score a touchdown this week. If I remember correctly, the Lions are not great against tight ends.
They're not.
I'll go yeah. Shout out to Go Bulldogs. I'll go yeah.
No.
No, just
Continuing his
There will be
trend
no
of
scoring
Tyvis.
of touchdowns for the Browns.
all field goals.
All field goals.
How many?
4.
4.
Wait, Tyvis, as the person who is the most positive about the Browns preseason, you are now the most negative on
That's
the
a lie.
Browns
Jay Crawford
after 3
is.
weeks.
Stop.
Jay Crawford said yes to everything.
I could ask Jay, will Flacco throw for 600 yards? He would have said yes. This week.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what.
Jay loves him an old white quarterback.
Anytime I'll say yes, anytime we anonymous on this panel, it never happens. So I have to be the negative guy.
You know what's really truthful? I didn't turn myself into a moderate independent. I mean, people used to call me the Duke of Knee Jerk. I'm actually middle ground on a lot of things now.
I'm trying to steal that title.
Moderate independent.
The Duke of Knee Jerk.
I'm like that title's been out for a lot of years here around here.
Anytime we unanimous on here, it never works. So therefore, I have to be. When I hear y'all two agree, I have to go the opposite way.
That's fair
Okay.
enough. Go ahead,
All right,
Mike.
Tyvis the Contrarian, your new nickname. We're going to do a Coach Tyvis breakdown for the TV show tomorrow after this UCSS episode.
Do we need to talk about for a minute the fact that Tyvis ran a race on the Big Ten Network?
Well, how did
and
we
didn't
not
even tell us?
We're going to do that. I built in some time at the end with Bernie.
All right,
Okay,
so
all right.
we-
And
we
then
will get to
and
that.
her, it didn't go so well.
I don't even know who that is that you were running against.
Kenyon Barner.
How would you
him.
feel like you gonna beat him?
Save it, Ty, because
Save it,
I want
save
Bernie
it.
to
We'll
chime
save
in
it.
on
Go
this,
ahead,
too.
Mike.
We're going to talk a little Cavs before Bernie Kosar joins us in studio today. Our Cavs Talk today is brought to us by FanDuel. The NBA season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if that $5 bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So are you ready to play? If you are, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet.
Guys, the Cavs, this is crazy. The Cavs play their first preseason game in 12 days.
Yeah, training camp starts on
I
Tuesday.
mean, I won't be watching, but
Hey, now hold on,
yeah.
Bull. Can we convince you?
Yes. What?
Because me and you, I thought after we took the Pacers joint the hardest.
we did, yeah.
Like I was hurt, I was devastated. I didn't like none of them.
Yeah.
Like
I wanted the whole team cut.
everybody got to go. Everybody. The new players that they've added, does that not give you a new opportunity to have a new lease and look on the team? Because I believe this is a different team as it was constituted last year.
You see, I wasn't going to watch last year, and then they had that winning streak, and of course I got sucked in for the season, as I usually do. I feel like I can't do it again. I know they got some new players.
New dudes.
And I like some of the moves they made, but they didn't change their top four.
Well, you know why it hit me is because they do have Darius Garland out.
Yeah.
They do have Max Strus out. So you're pretty much gonna get a different lineup.
I hear you, but
the guys top seven.
won't. The problem is I can't get over. I won't be able to get over that no matter what they do in the regular season, it's not gonna. It won't translate, or I'm not gonna think it's gonna translate. It might, but
it's meaningless.
Right, it feels so meaningless.
But you know what's so crazy? How is it? So
Yeah.
How is it? I'm just asking the question of.
Yeah,
That's the case for everybody, right? Like in
that's true in the NBA.
In the NBA, it's
Yeah.
the case. Like you could have a great regular season. Like the Oklahoma City Thunder, as good as they are.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised if they got beat in the second round?
I'd be a little surprised.
A little, but it wouldn't
they
be.
deserve the benefit of the doubt because they just won a championship.
Okay.
I anticipate that will happen.
So look, I mean,
Listen, I'm not. I'll watch because I'll watch, but I'm not going to watch the preseason. No chance.
now
No,
preseason.
Mike's going to be
preseason
doing
is-
live post games after the
No,
preseason.
we will not be doing live preseason. But you mentioned the core
Yeah.
four not necessarily changing.
This is crazy. This is insane by ESPN. Go ahead.
So,
It's the
yeah,
drug
ESPN every
Yeah.
year ranks their top 100 players for the upcoming season.
Okay.
Who does this list? Is it one individual or
No, it's a collection of all their NBA writers they vote on, and they take
Yeah.
the aggregation of all the it's aggregate aggregate of all the votes.
They aggregate,
the composite of all the votes, and then come out with their top 100 players. They release it in 3 increments: 100 to 51, 50 to 11, and then 10 through 1, which came out this morning.
Yeah.
There were no Cavs in the first iteration of that. 100 to 51, 0 Cavs. In the second grouping, numbers 50 to number 11, the Cavs had 4 players. They had Evan Mobley ranked ahead of Donovan Mitchell at number 13.
Yeah, that's insane.
They had Donovan Mitchell ranked behind Evan Mobley at number 15. They had Darius Garland at 38, and they had Jared Allen at 45. The Cavs are the only team, unless my math is wrong and I'm missing something, to have 4 players in ESPN's top 50. Alex Caruso was ranked 54. That'd be the Thunder's 4th player, so slightly, just slightly missing.
Yeah, but they have a top 10 player.
They do. They have the number 2 overall player in SGA.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you guys, first and foremost, Mitchell and Mobley at 13 and 15.
Guys, I
How do you
already
do
said it. That's insane to me. What do you guys think?
I'd have to see who's
You mean
rest of the list.
How do you put Mobley ahead of Mitchell?
I don't get that either.
okay.
Is this what they saying? Like,
No.
they predict this gonna
I
happen?
guess.
I keep trying
So
to.
real quick, Gigi, I only to clarify, I want to read ESPN's exact wording on how they rank this because it may give a little clarity.
Go ahead.
Our countdown kicked off with our player rankings 100 through 51 on Tuesday, alongside of predictions of which players can enter the next year's ranks next year. We chose these players with over 150 voters between reporters, editors, producers, and analysts, asking them to rank based on their predicted contributions, quality, and quantity for the upcoming season, while also using their previous experience and performances as a reference point.
That's fair.
You think Evan Mobley deserves to be ahead of Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, you know why? Because last year we seen Donovan y'all got it. He let everybody do
He
their
was still
thing.
the best player on the team.
But he still fell all the way back in the regular season, and everybody else had to raise their game. And if we talking about production on the court, Evan's gonna have the ball in his hands, bring the ball up the court, pass the ball, shoot the ball, play defense.
Guys,
Go ahead.
It's not crazy.
guys, this is very simple. I said this earlier. Nobody paid attention. Evan Mobley had one of the greatest seasons, individual seasons, not statistically, but in terms of award and accolades, ever for a Cleveland Cavalier. He made first team all defense. He was a defensive player of the year. He was an all-star. He made second team all NBA. Bro, that's crazy.
You know, the first team All NBA, Donovan Mitchell.
But if would you take a person making first team All NBA or being the defensive player of the year, the first team All NBA defense, and then second team NBA? I'm taking that.
Yeah, in my opinion, he shouldn't have been second team All NBA, but whatever. There's no way he was one of the 10 best players in the league. I don't believe that at all.
I mean,
and I know.
Tell me a better year. The only person that's in the heavens with a year like that is LeBron. That's it. There's never been another year like that.
Are you talking about for the Cavs?
For the Cavs.
Oh, okay.
McNuggets, am I tripping?
So you think right now that
Unless,
Evan
like, Mark
Mobley's a
Price
better
did it back in
player
the day,
than Donovan
I don't
Mitchell?
know.
Listen, I'm playing devil's advocate. Now, in my heart of hearts, do we all know in Cleveland who the dude is? It's Donovan Mitchell.
That's right.
But I can see why somebody says on the trajectory, there's a man coming. It was prophesied. It is Do-Rag Mobley. And Do-Rag Mobley is different. So that with the accolades,
Hey,
I see
listen,
it.
he's got to be even better offensively.
He got to be
Especially
24.
when it matters.
He got to be 24 and 12.
Yeah, I mean,
24 and 12.
he's got to become an elite offensive player, Mike, before you put him ahead of Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, I totally do. And I'm as high on Mobley as anybody.
I know you
and
are.
I think
I know
at
you
the
are.
end of the season,
You have
this
stock.
could be applicable. But to start the season, you can't put him ahead, especially when you hear Kenny and you hear Kobe and you hear some of the people you talk to in the organization talk about how locked in Donovan is already.
I haven't been
Kobe said at the press conference was that Tuesday?
Yeah.
That they're telling Donovan, you got to ramp it down. You're in midseason form. We don't need you in midseason form before the season even starts. We need you to ramp up to get to there. From all accounts, he's come in looking in absolutely incredible shape.
The best shape of his life.
Because
Yeah.
he got Coco Jones.
What do you mean he's got Coco Jones?
His new fiance.
Oh, I didn't know he was engaged.
He got engaged.
You don't
yeah.
say that no more.
What?
Isn't she? She's a track star, right?
No.
Singer.
She's an actress.
And you You don't
and
say
a
that
singer.
no more.
She's a singer and an actress.
I don't know her. Then.
If you
I
know,
thought she
you
was
know.
a track
She
star.
is.
I'm gonna Google her.
That's
She's got to be.
That's a woman.
Smoking hot.
That's a woman right there.
Look, this is somebody's people's. This is somebody's person.
It's a very attractive.
By the way, I do have Donovan Mitchell winning the MVP this year.
Yeah, that's gonna take a heroic effort, G. And if that happens, the Cavs will not be set up in a position to go as deep as they need to go.
But McNuggets, they could have the best.
You just made an argument for Mobley ahead. Now you pick him.
But I do have him winning MVP. Like I'm just saying, I can see both ways. But they gonna have the best record in the league. They gonna have the Cavs again.
What they got to do?
And he's gonna put up. He's gonna put up crazy numbers.
So how is
Darius Garland's not gonna be playing? It's gonna be him and Mobley
for like a month?
2-man game
For a month.
You know what the months in the numbers in that month gonna look like? 31, 32.
No, he's not.
32.
No, he's not.
Oh, she played Hillary in the new Bel Air show.
Yeah.
This dude is still.
I don't know. Well, she's really hot. I mean, that's a good job out of him.
You all on his woman?
You know her real name?
But listen,
You know her real name?
No, what is it?
Somebody say it?
Courtney.
Look at Earl. He's on top of it. Courtney, Michaela, and Jones.
hey, listen, we out of pocket. We out of pocket. These people know her government name. You Googling
Donovan. Salute.
Listen, I had nothing to do with this, man. I
I mean,
shout out
it's not
to you.
hard to find. It's on Wikipedia.
Man,
We
listen,
got
I'm just
Coco
saying.
Jones, Travis
picture.
Kelce got.
See, this is why.
I need to know if Shador is
I'm
really. I
complimenting
need to
his
know
choices.
if Shador is really with Shinsia because that's a woman right there.
McNuggets, where's your control?
I need to know
McNuggets.
if Shador Sanders is with Shinsia, he needs to be the starting quarterback today.
Who's Shinsia?
This is
See, now you getting in my culture. That's
All right.
my culture.
I wanna see it.
That's my culture right there.
She's South Korean.
These
no,
boys
she's
is,
Jamaican.
These
This
boys
woman?
is
It's a
out.
South
No,
Korean
that
actress.
ain't her.
This is what we
Dude.
What's her name? How do you spell it?
Hey, where Bernie at?
S-H-E-N.
Yeah.
Where Bernie at? Bernie, you got to step in on this one. Mike is asleep at the wheel. This is crazy.
All right, so
Shensia.
back to these top 50. Well, listen, Bull's going. So, G, I'll ask you this, G.
Oh, I see her.
I'll ask you this, G.
I shouldn't see her.
Oh, this dude.
All right, hey, Steve, will you just mute Bull's mic
Pull
for
it
the next
together.
minute or here?
Jeez.
When you look at the rest of that top 50,
Okay.
Jared Allen at 45, DG at number 38. Any issue? Are those the right ranges? I'm not asking specifics.
And
but
this
do you
is in the
believe-
50.
Yeah, do you believe Darius Garland's in that 35 to 40 range?
So-
And is Jared Allen between 40 and 50?
Who are some of the guys around him? Give us some context.
So
I'll pull it up 1 sec.
So let me tell you about Darius Garland. If you ask around the league and you listen to the NBA blogs and different things like that, they are super high on Darius Garland because they feel like offensively, Darius Garland is one of those dudes that can do it all. He got the ball on the string. He quick. He can get to the rack. He can finish around the cup. He can shoot, 40% if he's open from outside. He shoot a high percentage from the free throw line. He got everything in his bag. He got a tool. He got the tool bag ready to go. Run the pick and roll very well. The only problem with Darius Garland is the fact that he's a little small and they pick on him a little bit. But when you ask around the league, they hold him in esteem like that. Now, Jared Allen, for a lot of people, that might be a little high. That may be. I mean, Jared Allen is a he's a run the floor. I wouldn't say he's a high level. He's a luxury garbage man.
I mean, Jared Allen is a useless postseason player. He's a useless postseason player. Is that not fair?
What do you mean?
He can't play in the postseason.
To me, he's
Useless is strong.
Useless is
He
very
has
strong.
underperformed in the playoffs, but useless is strong.
He is not a guy you can count on to deliver consistent play. Like
I don't understand who would take him over Alex Caruso right now. Like that's what
The
are you talking
Lakers?
about?
No, I mean, yeah, team specific, but no, I'd rather have Caruso than Allen in the playoffs.
right,
Yeah.
he's a 7-footer that you don't have to give touches. He runs the rim. He rebounds at a high rate. He plays games all the time, and he's never injured. People for a contender, they'd love to have a guy like that, but he don't move the needle. I don't think he should be in the top.
No, he's not a top 50
He's
player.
not a top 50 guy.
Come on. What are we doing here,
Not a
Mike?
top 50 guy.
Is he not?
Mike knows
Is
he's
he
not a
not
top
the
50
second
player.
best
Stop
center in the
overrating the
East?
Cavs players. Come on now.
Is he not the
It's
second
an
best?
ESPN
Stop with the Cavs propaganda.
I had nothing to do with this list.
Mike, who the second best center in the East?
Second best center in the East. Let me pull up the
He
Eastern
can't
Conference.
play in this
So
NBA.
you got Miles. So you got Miles Turner.
This is not 1985.
Is Miles-
In 1985, he'd be a good player.
Miles Turner, right?
All right, so do you count? Are we counting Embiid? I don't count Embiid. He can't be healthy.
Well, I mean, I would still take
Mike,
him.
are you going to really say Jared Allen better than Joel?
No.
Joel
I would
Embiid
rather have Jared Allen than
with
Joel
no
Embiid.
legs is better than.
I would rather have Jared Allen than Joel Embiid.
Oh
It's
my
not
God,
close.
that's just insane.
not
That's,
close.
that's insane.
You know, you lose.
If you get
lose
7 games from
credibility
Joel
when
Embiid a
you say
year,
stuff
you're
like
in luck.
that.
Here's the thing.
He literally
if
can't stay
Joel
healthy.
Embiid, even though there's only a 25% chance of it happening, if he plays in the playoffs, he can help you win. Jared Allen's not helping you win in the playoffs. You know that.
If you
know
had-
better
Do
than
you know
anybody.
how
What are
many
you talking
games
about?
Joel Embiid's played in the playoffs in his career?
What's that?
Do you know how many games Joel Embiid's played versus missed?
Not
in his
enough.
career?
Bull, bad.
That's
Jared
what I'm
Allen
saying.
plays.
I'm not
Don't do
taking
anything.
Bad job out of you. You have to hold McNuggets down and then
Yeah.
tell him and ask him if they made the trade today.
Yeah.
The Cavs would say no.
No.
If Philly called and said we'll give you Embiid
Well, the
for
Cavs are stupid
Allen,
then.
they would say no.
Nobody,
It'd be the right move.
ChatGPT wouldn't
You're out
even
of
tell
your
you
mind.
that.
You're out of
Like
your
they
mind.
would take him. People would then say
They
the
would,
Cavs
Joel
are
Embiid's the least tradable player in the NBA right now.
You guys you've been talking about this great Lonzo Ball acquisition for months. He gets hurt even more than
There you go, Bull.
Embiid does.
There you go. That's the way you got to get him. That's the
mean,
way.
Come on,
They gave up nothing to get Lonzo Ball.
Mike.
To give up
Jared Allen, what has he done in the playoffs?
at least he's there.
Hey, let me tell you
Who
this.
cares if he's there? He's not
Listen,
doing
Joel
anything.
Embiid.
Hey, he wasn't there against the Magic.
He wasn't there against the Magic. That's
That
true.
is true. That actually
Also,
is a fair
McNuggets
counterpoint.
said who has to go between Darius Garland and Jared Allen.
Yeah.
And McNuggets had trade all season for nobody's for Jared
That's
Allen.
true.
Remember
Nobody.
that?
We couldn't get anything for him.
You get less for Joel Embiid right now. Joel Embiid is the single least tradable player in basketball right
And
now.
that's partly because of his contract.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the contract, like the contract.
Oh, well,
didn't-
sure, yeah. If we're throwing contract out the window, then yeah.
Okay, well, of course. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Because he has the
McNuggets.
worst contract in basketball. The Cavs would say no so fast.
This is
If
Because
Joel-
of the contract,
if Joel
you'd
Embiid was
rather
off
have
for
Joel
Jared.
Embiid on the roster
he
than
had a
Jared
line.
Allen.
You have
Forget
been.
the contract.
I rebuke you, devil. You
I-
have been.
yeah.
You have been possessed.
He doesn't play. He
You
never
have been
plays.
possessed by the soul of Jay
never
Crawford.
plays.
What's next? What's next? Darius Garland's better than Kyrie Irving? I mean, is that
No.
what we're going
Whoa,
with?
No.
whoa.
Were you hitting me with that?
Hold
No,
on
I
now.
didn't say that.
Hold on. Hold on.
Jeez, go ahead. All right.
We're going to bring Bernie in. Embiid played 19 games last year, 39 games the year before, and
No
he's missed
kidding,
27
Mike.
playoff games in his career.
But you
so
take it.
good luck with that.
I just want to say this is a Jared Allen appreciation comment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Listen, if this were 40 years ago, Jared Allen would be valuable. There's
jumped
no
on
way
the
he's one of the
mic
50
to
best
say
players
that.
in the league. This is crazy.
This is
Well,
wild.
ESPN ranked him one spot ahead of
This is
one
crazy
spot
talk.
behind Jared Allen. So for this one,
He would,
ESPN,
if you were ranking best players in the playoffs, he wouldn't make my top 150.
at least
let
he'd be
alone
there.
top
And Joel
50.
Embiid.
I'd rather have
we'll
Thomas
see.
Bryant in the playoffs. Let's go.
All right, we got
Bring
Bernie,
Bernie.
guys. Remember, you can follow us on social media. Our handles on social media, Oakley Sports on both Twitter and Instagram. Bernie's interview is also brought to us by Wayfair. When you think game day, you may not think Wayfair, but you should, because Wayfair is the best kept secret for incredible and affordable game day finds. Wayfair has everything you need to get your space ready for the season, whether you're tailgating outdoors or cheering from your living room. Wayfair is a trusted destination for all things game day, from coolers and grills to recliners and slow cookers. Shop, save, and score today at wayfair.com. That is wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style, every home, your way.
Bernie, I got to know, I'm asking everybody today, are you caught up in Guardians fever right now?
I can't believe you've transitioned that quick from that last 15-minute segment.
Just killing Jared Allen.
Oh my gosh! I got to
Yeah.
tell you, you guys have the distinction. I love coming here. I'm honored and humbled to be a part of this, every week and stuff. But I got to say, this is the only show talking Cavs right now
That's
at
true.
12:15. Got the Guardians fever. I absolutely have that,
Yeah.
and Browns Lions this week after the Packers game. So I am. But really, and then I'll say this in the spirit of levity, but a super serious thing. I really got my Dr. Kosar hat on today.
Yeah.
And if David Fry was my son, you would have to scrape me out of Lutheran Hospital right now. And the stuff that I'm wearing you guys about the exosomes, the stem cells. So important for your parents or people out there. If something of that magnitude happens to you now with Friday night football and concussions, and that's obviously a massively extreme thing. But there's some things that I'm doing that, from a transplant perspective, that I'm still on the list that I could be called, yet I'm able to hang out here. And
How are you feeling?
Actually, I feel really good, all things considered. That's why I could be so confident to say that some people, sometimes if you have extreme cases like that, and anybody who cares about David Fry, who's close to him right now, should track me down this afternoon for some of the stuff that you're able to do to stop the bleeding within your brain and to get the oxygen and blood flow that you absolutely need to create really quickly after brain damage.
That
which
was
is really bluntly what he has.
Really scary there.
You know, have you ever had any breaks in your face from football?
Well, if you look at this Pinocchio nose, it's obviously been smashed into the deep recesses of my cranium, and that's absolutely why I'm such an expert, unfortunately, at the fencing and the midbrain paralysis that guys like me, Mitch McConnell, Tua have, and David Fry. You're at risk when the nose goes into the middle of your face, back your brain's right there. So those are the type of things that, that's an extreme concussion, an extreme example, but those are some of the things that we used to goof about, seeing stars, how cool we are. It's a subconcussive blow, so that's the side of the equation you want to be at, and unfortunately David's on the extreme side, but yeah, I'm not proud of it, and I'm not bragging at all. No sympathy. But yeah, I've had my nose caved in and my face caved in, and you break these cheekbones and stuff, and that's absolutely the bones that he's broke. And those are causing bleeding into the frontal lobe, which is your short-term memory when you become an old man. So you guys don't got to deal with it exactly, yet David don't need to deal with it. That's the short-term memory that you get annoyed with when you got to talk to us old guys, and we can't remember what we just did for breakfast. And I'm doing good because I can remember that bad segment of killing Jared Allen, okay? Like my man, okay, 15 minutes ago. So
my God.
Being able to remember when I wasn't able to remember, again, it's just something you got to really think about as opposed to just, suffering through it.
Let me ask you about Joe and this offensive line, because you talk about injuries and punishment and all of those things. What is some things the Browns can do to overcome the lack of having talent at the tackle position?
So the game, albeit wasn't punishing to watch in terms of an entertainment value. You defensive guys may have liked it, but from an entertainment value, it makes me massively excited to be retired when you see games like that from a quarterback perspective and that. The line thing is absolutely one thing, and you have to somewhat stay boring in the run game and play action and stay at it because, and I'm in the spirit of humor today, so please don't fire me, okay, on the way out, and it's only partially serious, but this great country of ours has been built on the separation of church and state. Well, great offenses and great quarterbacks are built on the separation of defensive backs and receivers, and we are void of that right now offensively. There is no separation of our receivers. So I'm not picking on them, but you have statistically zero chance as a Q to be able to throw the ball when there's no receiver separation and you're under duress having to get the ball out massively on time to early on time, and that's what Joe's up against. It's actually masterful that he's played like he has to look like this because it's been real hard to do that. So you got to kind of get more of the same. We kind of got Green Bay sleeping a little bit, feeling good about themselves. The Lions, they are a fantastic team, but They play Monday Night Football. They feel good about themselves, too. So this is a game where you got to keep it ugly. Don't let Aiden Hutchinson get going. We know our tackles are a problem. This is not going to be Christmas morning where a miracle happens. So you know it. And know it with lots of tight ends and run at them.
Would we be better off with Doug Deegan right now at tackle than what the Browns have? A 60-something. Well, how old is Doug? Doug might be 70, right?
Well,
70 plus.
I'm I'm talking as the fourth quarter of my life in spiritual healing and empathy and an empathetic human. Yeah. And I love Deke, but Deke needs the stem cells and exosomes. Okay, we need physical presence. We don't need
that real talk.
We don't need happy, nice, people like us right now. And I feel bad for DeJuan Jones. I know people were dogging him. I'm into him. I feel bad he got hurt. I think he was going to keep evolving, and right now, even more of a reason to run and try to do some play action pass and keep it tight and wear on him, because look, it was so ineffective most of the game the other day, and even in the drives we scored, the defense put us in those spots, but you do kind of wear them down a little bit. And when you can only make one or two plays at the right time, Joe made the one or two plays that you need, and that's something that the way I think we're going to have to play.
So you would stick with Joe?
I think it would be torture for a young quarterback out there. Oh my God! I mean, look, I want to see him. It's hard. It's hard in the NFL. Forget that. Even with loaded teams. This team, I'm not picking on it. It's not loaded.
Yeah.
To put the young guys out there right now is sinful. If you want to see them fail, okay, and you want to see them, look at it, the you matter, self-confidence, self-esteem. We all will talk the talk. You go take that pummeling out there with nobody open, and you're going to try to make plays. You're going to develop bad habits. You're not going to believe in yourself. Your eyes are going to drop. You're going to start hearing the demons. I'm not saying you get like the Sam Darnold. You see, you don't know what you see, but it's too early right now. It's dangerous out there.
Let me go to this. You talked about the play calling. As I watched all 22, I've seen it about 3 times. The Cleveland Browns, like you said, they are very basic. They run, the basic levels concepts, and they want to marry that with a play action. If you don't have receivers that can get separation, the offensive line is diminished to a point where you don't have the time to even throw downfield. I like to think of you as a play caller because you did call your own plays. What are some ways that Kevin Stefanski can get creative in order to get some cheap yards? Like, when you're doing motion and you just motioning a guy to get him in open, or we ain't never seen a dig and go. We just we got 4 shot plays we gonna get to. What would you suggest to do in order to manufacture some separation?
So Coach Stefanski plays that game, and I'm not saying this because I'm his marketing rep, and I believe he plays it good, although people crucify for him. It's masterfully amazing that we really should be 2-1. Okay, with a couple kicks right now, with playing 0 offense for 3 games, and we could be 2-1, but we're 1-2 with doing things the way we have been offensively. I really think we saw towards the end of the game, and I am possibly the optimist burning out, grasping at straws, but Judkins now, a game and a half into it, in the second half, started a little bit of physical running the other day. Yep. We couldn't do play action in the first 2 games and a half because, albeit the young kid from Tennessee was electric and cool, he doesn't invoke any fear in the running game in between tackles. That's not his fault. That's not what he's around for. Judkins was here to be between the tackles guy. We started doing a little bit, 94 yards, and mostly in the second half. I really think we're going to get a dose of him this week, and then trying those play action passes. That'll give us a little more statistical chance to do exactly those things. And Detroit is the master of the play action game, and I think Kevin wants to match that this week. And with Judkins now doing a little bit of running game, tackles being out, we're going to have to do more of that. And I see those type plays being created off of our Ohio State guy, who's now starting to feel himself. Yeah. You know, he's 2 games in it. He had no training camp, and he started looking good. Let's hope that needs to keep going because he needs to be the running back we need him.
They talked about that. One of the weaknesses on Detroit's defense is the secondary. Well, not the secondary. Their safeties checking tight ends. Obviously, we have 2 in David Njoku and Harold Fanning. What type of plays would you draw up?
So I love those 2 guys, and that's actually why I'm such a kind of a jerk with the separation of church and state and receivers and DBs, because it's becoming the rugby scrum within the numbers of people isolated on the 2 most productive receivers we have, David Njoku and Harold Fanning. I absolutely love that. That's, again, the Judkins running play action game. That will also, I think, keep people a little more in the box, not teeing off on the run game to get, because we don't have separation, square and takeoffs, double moves down the road. You'll need your tight ends to block a little longer on that, and that's where I like when I was spending a lot of time with David Njoku back in the Baker Mayfield days, where we really connected, where let's get together and I'm your check down guy. One of them 2 in those play actions will always be your check down guy. One clears through, one blocks, checks down, and then you have the double move guys behind it. I really see that being the core part of our offenses, and we need to do that going forward. That's what Joe Flacco was successful at, and when we had that magical time a couple years ago, and I think we're gearing towards that. And a great dominant defense allows us a little time to play in that space, because there are bumps in the road when you play it that way.
I'd use that as my base package. I mean, I remember
all day.
When Gronk and Hernandez were killing and destroying the league, they come out with those 2 tight ends, and they can do anything.
Hey, you remember me and you saying it wasn't because we like Harold, okay, and because I like Chief. That's the core part of our offense. Those 2 guys don't need to leave. They really don't need to leave the field on 3rd down.
No.
I'd have them in there all the time. I so believe in that. And that makes the physical presence. It'll make the tackles better.
Yeah.
It'll help
and
the
especially
kids.
outside of Judy, they don't have anything at wide receiver, really.
Right, and Harold Fanning's getting open.
I
mean, I want to see a nickelback cover him, a linebacker, a average safety. Like, bring that all day long.
Bernie, I got to ask you an impossible question, but I'm going to see what you say.
Right.
Better athlete of all time, Deion or Bo Jackson?
God, I was so awesome to play with both of them, hang with both of them.
Yeah.
And then have to get to work out a little bit with both of them. So I do know where I fit in that totem pole. Okay, on that. You know, Bo before the hip thing, and I played against him in the kickoff classic in college, man. We go back to some awards things back. And Bo Jackson is a massively positive influence for people who study perseverance. So as a kid, insecure, people thought he was an egotist. And it really was, he had a stuttering communication problem, and the world wasn't ready to be open about that, and he's overcome it. And to see how he communicates and affects young people now is awesome. And I love what Deion's doing, you know, out there. But Deion picked off one of my passes that I thought I had for sure a touchdown on. You know, and he just
Did he talk trash to you?
We won the game.
Yeah.
So, you know,
On you.
No, he didn't high step on me, but literally, I mean, I think I had Webb open from about here to G. Bush. I mean, it was like Aviazzo open, like, and I threw it pretty good, and he just hit some other gear, and the paw came up. You know, it was
so who you taking if you had to choose?
Well, I want both on my team. Yeah.
But to me, like, obviously Deion's a Hall of Famer, and he was a decent baseball player. I think if Bo Jackson had stayed healthy and had played either baseball or football only, I think he could have been a Hall of Famer in both. Do you?
Yes.
One or the other?
Oh, yeah. He was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable in baseball. I mean, I was running with him at that time.
That's crazy.
Well, Bernie, we need you to sign this.
Oh, yeah, helmet. That's right. We want you. Can you sign the helmet for us?
Yeah.
There you go.
Bernie, we're glad you're feeling well. You don't know when it's coming, right, in terms of the transplant.
No, you know what? I got called Actually, it was one of the Thursdays. I wasn't supposed to be here last Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was close to being on the table, and I was on my way over, and they, unfortunately, the person who passed, the liver was infected.
Yeah.
So, but that's actually probably why I feel so good, because I got prepared for it, and I did a lot of my IVs and stem cells to do that. So, I have extra, David. Okay, I didn't use it all.
And by the way, he's gracious. I've been out with him in public, and you would be surprised how many people come up to him.
Yeah.
And he never says no.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's tough too with your kids, family. I got my granddaughter in town, but you know, like right now, most of our interactions. So I tell young players this. Sometimes you're busy and stuff, but it's mostly 15 to 20 seconds. You know, and it's one thing, if I blow you off. Okay, we're older guys and stuff. But if I blow your kid off, come on, they're 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
For that 15 seconds, they remember that their whole life. So, you know, to be able to say, hey, man, good to see you, bro. What grade you in? Do good in school, as opposed to, oh, my God, I'm late. I got to go, man. I'm busy. I got my ex-wife screaming at me. She's coming to town. Careful.
Apparently, you and Bull honk at each other in traffic.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. No wonder I'm single. I mean, I'm flirting with guys. Most people would say, look over there checking out the hot girl, and I'm checking out Bull. Like, oh, my God. Bless me, Father. I am a scarred Catholic.
Well, Bernie, let me say, in the last 4 years, I've seen
you 10 times at the carpool line.
I know. It's unbelievable.
How come I'm always picking up?
What is going on there? Bernie, we wish you well, obviously. Keep staying healthy. Keep fighting the fight. My mother had a kidney transplant in the last 4 years. My wife had to have a bone marrow transplant in the last 4 years. They're both doing well, and I know the process can be tough, obviously, along the way. So wish you the best, as always, and hope the transplant comes soon.
Thank you,
We're
guys.
thinking of you as always.
Thanks, Sam.
All right,
That is
Go Guards tonight.
Incredible.
Go.
Bernie Kosar. Bernie, thanks for coming in. Guys, we mentioned the Guardians. We talked Guardians earlier. Tomorrow morning, Bull and Zac are doing an Ultimate Guardian show at 8 a.m., so make sure you guys tune in. Hopefully they are celebrating a Guardian sweep of the Tigers, and even better, clinching a playoff spot if the Astros lose today and the Guardians win. So make sure you guys check out the Ultimate Guardian show coming up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with Bull and Zac, the best Guardian show in all the land. All right, guys, we're going to do Super Chats, and with the last few minutes, we are going to hear Tyvis' race story from last weekend. First Super Chat comes from Bill Rodewalt, who says, thanks, Bolt, for the post-game show last night. We need a mashup of your best and worst takes from the Guardians this year. I'm driving from Toledo for tonight's game.
Thank you, Bill.
Shout out to Toledo.
James Bass Jr. says, Guardians can bring the chip home. I'm officially drinking the Kool-Aid.
There you go.
Ooh.
Sean Baker says, I'm an OG 12 fan watching baseball for the first time.
Oh, that's wild.
Look, Shador transcends sports.
That's crazy.
Dragon the Abandoner says, I'm actually a Nationals fan. We turned a terrible season start and went on to win the World Series from the wild card. I am rooting for the Guardians. Bill Rodewalt says, in terms of offensive tackle targets, Cam Robinson from the Texans is my best guess.
But they just traded Laramie to make
their
him
offensive
the
line
guy.
stinks.
Yeah, and their offensive line ain't
If
good.
they lose again and are 0-4, maybe they would fire Seblet. Who knows?
I don't know.
Cooper Ehrman says, develop one of the quarterbacks, draft Caleb Downs and a receiver, spend the rest of our picks on an offensive lineman.
Go Bucks.
Miss Bell 70 says, McNuggets, the scratch-off scenario yesterday meant DG and Shador. They love DG. He's a computer and developed, but he's not ready. They're not doing right by either of the rookie quarterbacks.
You just had listen, I want to play Dylan Gabriel too. You just had Bernie say it would be a disservice to play the young guys. Now, you could choose to not agree, and it doesn't mean he's right. Just because Bernie played in the NFL doesn't necessarily mean he's right. But Bernie, who played quarterback, thinks it would be a disservice to play the young guys.
Bernie is one of those guys.
Saying it's a legitimate.
But Bernie also is one of those guys who thinks that the longer you wait, the better off you'll be.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play. I don't think he played his first year.
Yeah, he did. I think he did.
Well, he sat at Miami for a while.
Sat at Miami.
If they come out here and get smoked and Joe look crazy, Bernie's also a man that knows how to pivot.
That's fair.
Next up, Dragon the Abandoner says, Shane Steichen and the Colts were bad the last 2 seasons, one with Flacco and had better skill position players. They get Danny Dimes. Now they're 3-0, and Jones is an early MVP candidate.
First of all, to say he's an MVP, like if you're discussing MVP candidates after 3 weeks, you're out of your mind.
It's Josh Allen, and that's the end of the
I
conversation.
mean, come on, stop it.
I mean, but
it's 3 weeks.
But the heart of his conversation was Daniel Jones was jettisoned, moved aside.
Yeah.
He's with the same offense that Joe Flacco was, and he didn't play well last year.
Flacco didn't, right?
Flacco did,
and neither did Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones could suck the rest of the season. Would that
Very
surprise
well
anyone?
could suck, yeah.
Would you take Daniel Jones or Flacco?
I mean,
Daniel
I take
Jones.
Daniel Jones. He's still not winning anything with Daniel Jones.
It'd be interesting. They play the Rams.
Take anybody over Flacco.
A lot of people said they haven't played anybody so far, so they play the Rams this Sunday.
It'll be a big
So
test.
We can't be making, like Daniel Jones hasn't necessarily been fixed based on 3 games.
No. James Burge says, if we beat the Lions and our defense is the one that holds them down, we got to play the rookie quarterbacks to see what we have, develop them. The defense is a safety net. James Mace Jr. says, Barry Sanders and Adrian Peterson are the 2 best backs I've ever seen. Kirk Davis says, what year was the biggest trade in NFL history? The answer, Herschel Walker in 1989, involving the Cowboys, Vikings, and Chargers. Triz says, if Shador's with how do you say it, Tyvis?
Shinsia.
He truly is legendary.
Is he with her?
I don't know. So
Is that a rumor or something?
So what happened was when he was doing his draft, she was sitting next to him on the couch. So usually,
I gotta say,
I haven't. But he's very private with all that stuff.
I gotta
so
say, I saw a picture of Travis Hunter with some girl.
His
wife.
Oh, I didn't know he was married.
His wife,
That's
yes.
his wife. Wasn't there some weird thing going on
Yeah,
with that?
she was
was she
telling
in a
her-
music video or something? Or
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a lot with her.
now listen.
a lot of people
she-
think that she finessed him, but go ahead.
To me, she's prettier than Shansia,
You crazy.
You done lost your
and
mind.
she's prettier than
You really out to
Donovan
lunch.
Mitchell's wife.
You out to lunch.
I'm not entitled to my opinion.
You are, but you out to lunch.
We're going to move
You're
on.
in the
This
minority.
next
It's a personal thing.
Tyvis, this
You don't
next
think his
super chat-
girlfriend is gorgeous?
His wife?
His wife,
Who?
Travis Hunter.
She straight.
Tyvis, this next super chat is going to play right into this. Bull, we love you, but please stick to baseball. That's perfect timing. Phil Bowman, thank you for that.
Is that an insult of my football coverage or my women's
I think it was the
coverage?
Cavs. I think it was the Cavs conversation.
the Cavs conversation.
Halim Youssef, it was definitely during Cavs because
Yeah.
Halim said, I love this show. You guys have way too much fun. Absolutely wild today, but I love it.
All right. Well, that guy
And
should stick
Shorty
to
Xander
being
says-
bad at tweeting.
Last super chat, then
Yeah.
we'll hear Tyvis' race story. Shorty Xander 13. If the Guards win the World Series, where would that rank in relation to the Miracle Mets?
Oh no, it's the greatest. It would
Ever.
be the greatest, the most unlikely championship ever that I can think of off the top
All
of
right,
my head.
Tyvis,
sports.
race story. Fill us in here, brother.
All right, so the race happened like this. So last year at the Big Ten Championship, we had me, Kenyon Barner, Brock Vereen. We were all Brock wanted to do something. He wanted to go against me in something.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who he is.
Brock Vereen played for Minnesota. If you watch the tailgate show, he's the dude that's in
Okay.
the studio. So,
All right.
anyways, he said he wanted to go against us in something. So
Yeah.
they picked the 40-yard dash. Brock chickened out of it, and me and Kenyon was left to do it. So me and Kenyon raced on.
So it was his idea, and then he backed out of it.
correct.
That's lame.
So me and Kenyon raced last year, and I rode him.
Did you warm up at all, or you?
No, we
Kenyon Barner, former Oregon running back.
He was a
correct?
running back in the NFL.
He played,
Right?
He played in the NFL.
Yeah.
He won a bunch of championships with Tom Brady. I think he
Right,
was
right,
with
right.
Brady.
Yeah, he
with the
didn't play a
Patriots.
ton.
He might have played with the Patriots and Tampa Bay. I
don't
can't
think he
remember.
Played
a
8
ton.
years in the league.
He was a successful guy.
He played more than LaMichael James, which is wild.
Yeah, he was at Oregon with
Yeah.
Michael James and all of them.
All right.
He was a really good runner.
So you guys had a race last year.
we raced
How
last
old is
year.
he compared to you?
He left.
He's 36.
His last
Oh, so
year.
he's older than you.
His last year was
Yeah.
my first freshman year in college.
Okay, so not a huge difference.
Right. So, anyways, we raced. I
Yeah.
won that. So it comes back.
Undisputed.
Yeah, I sent you the clip.
Yeah.
So they say that I false started, and I'm like, that's a lie. I literally waited till he said go, and I
Yeah.
took off. I just burnt him off the gates, like boom, I was out of there.
All right.
So he's had that in his mind. He's been so mad about it. So last week we was in Oregon, and we
Yeah.
had him on for the entire show. So it's Cam, myself, and him for the
Yeah.
entire show, and we kept talking about it. So it's like, well, y'all gonna race again?
Yeah.
So they marked off. I don't know if it was 40 yards or not, but they marked it off.
Yeah.
And we raced again. And He may have won. I think it was a tie, but he may have won. They said he won, so I just said, okay, cool. Because if I win, then it's just 2-0. So, like, now we have to have a third race.
And this time he got to come to when Oregon go to Ohio State, and we're going to race in front of the horseshoe. Because y'all race, did y'all race in Oregon?
Right, because he had all the fans on his side.
Yeah, so all the fans picked him, and I'm like, whatever.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, whatever.
It's entertainment.
But, like, if you watch it looked like.
It was kind of close.
It was hard to tell.
I can't tell.
It was hard to tell.
Because what happened was, he swerved in my lane and made me swerve. So that's why I'm like, what are you, like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Crowded a little bit.
That's a cause for disqualification.
Hey, listen, that's a cause.
But like I said, for the show purpose, I said you won.
Y'all got to tape up next time.
We didn't even know about it because you didn't mention it. And I'm just like mindlessly scrolling through Instagram last night.
So you see,
that popped up, and I'm like,
what?
Where is this? How did I not know about this?
Yeah.
And that's when I texted the group, and that's why it came up today. So anyway, all right. Well, we're on your side there.
It's 1-1.
It's got to be in Ohio.
We got to get to
Where
the
did
third.
you race last year?
The Big Ten Championship in
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So first year was in neutral ground.
This
year it's in Oregon. It's got to be in Ohio State.
Got to be Ohio State.
That's the only fair thing. Is he going to come? Is Oregon play at Ohio State next year? Do we know?
Actually,
I don't know.
The next time they played in Oregon last year.
They should be. If they play again next year, it should be
in Ohio State. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we got
set the match. Book it.
G. Bush and I have overtime for you next.
You two, it's a wild card, dealer's choice, whatever you want. Me and Tyvis got to go record Coach Tyvis. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes on overtime. Peace.